I'm proud to be American made. I pledge allegiance to the red, white, and blue, with liberty and justice for me and you.
Men love to talk about farting.
Very interesting discussion here.
My grandma had the walking farts. I mean, just every step.
It's farting in front of the person.
I farted the whole way down the hall.
And they are literally texting each other their poops. So.
Your shitting story has captivated me. I'm just sitting there and like so many questions are running through my mind, as I'm sure you had a bunch of questions running through your mind while someone's just dropping a massive deuce next to you.
Yeah, and to me, and y'all tell me if you disagree with this, please, but to me, ain't that what all these channels should be about? It's putting out information that you think would be useful to people. They don't have to use it, if they don't want to.
Josh, I came up to have a pick a bone with you.
Oh, please, I would love to pick a bone.
Yeah. Do you always come on a show and just talk unfiltered and dirty like that?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's the unfiltered SNR podcast.
Well, this is what I'm going to tell you, is I once wore that uniform, okay? And I have seen the light in regards to every war being a banker's war.
Like for me, I didn't realize that I was a part of the machine as a teacher. A lot of people who went into the military went in as freedom fighters. They went to fight for freedom because they were patriots and love our country.
She just came after my shit joke, but then gave props to Steve Harloha's fart.
We now know more about what our government was doing and using them as pawns. They didn't know that at the time either.
I'll tell you what, I will let you, when I'm confused and triggered, I will aim it right at you and say, you know what, you dickwad, I am confused and triggered.
Boy, it has just been some interesting topics.
No, I mean, it's just a good conversation to have.
And Steve aids and abets him.
3 times a lady.
That if you want to get a strike on YouTube as a streamer, have Ronnie on your panel.
I didn't do anything.
A micro penis group, then you're still good to go.
But I'm going to put my unsolicited 2 cents in.
I think my mom and dad used to have a contest to see who could fart the most and the loudest. So, Landon, tell us your Bobbit story or your micro penis story.
It's exactly what you think. It's exactly what you think. Aloha, Ronnie.
Hey, Steve. Good to see you, brother.
Good to see you, man.
Look at all these fine people we got in the chat.
I gotta say, I got excited during that intro because I see AKA Heather Joy. Aloha. Good to see you. It's been a while.
It has been, hasn't it? Well,
AKA Heather Joy has her own emoji, if you remember.
Good to see you, Heather. There's Creek. Creek's here, too. What up, Creek?
Creek Squad. There's Heather's emoji.
Miss Karen's here.
Karen Reese. Mayor.
Even Steve Harloha's here.
I heard of that dude.
Yeah, right there he is. Believe it or not.
JW Big Tex. Aloha and welcome. Farts are better than sharts.
El Coro, what's going on, El Coro?
Jalen Wesley, aloha, welcome. Mima Patriot.
Yep, Mima is in the house.
Rocksteady. Mr. Joe Kerr is here. Good to see you, brother.
Joe Kerr, what's up?
Susie Snedhead.
The deal for real. Well, you know where the Snedhead comes from, don't you? That's what they call the people that follow Dave Snedeker.
Oh, okay.
Snedheads.
I never knew that.
I didn't either till a month or so ago.
There's JS. There's Josh himself.
Oh, Josh. we're just kind of hanging around here, and well, it's cold here. It's 15 degrees. Well, no, it's 13 here now. It's dropped 2 more degrees. But
It's
now
cold
Steve
here
in
too,
Hawaii,
but it's
yeah,
not cold like that. But it's colder than it normally is, I guess you could say. When your body's used to a certain temperature and then it's not
well,
that temperature. It's cold.
believe me, mine's used to them warmer temperatures too. This 13-degree stuff is for the birds. I'm
Yeah,
here to tell you.
I don't miss that. I didn't know it got that cold in Texas, but damn. But I don't miss Detroit, that's for sure.
Well, it hardly ever gets this cold here. It's all the hell I know. But and like I was telling you, had to get up this morning and change out my propane tanks at the crack of dawn, and boy, it was cold out there. A gust of wind blow and hit me right smack in the face, and I almost passed out. It was so cold.
Yeah, I remember that shit. Ugh.
Mm-hmm.
And you said those propane tanks were like the bigger ones?
Yeah. Yeah, they're I guess they're about 3.5 foot tall, something like that.
Oh, okay. I was trying to visualize what the bigger ones were, but okay, yeah. Those things are heavy too when they're full.
You ain't a shit, and they're heavy.
Even the smaller ones are heavy when they're full.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I didn't think I'd be able to lift it up on the, where it's got this little stand thing it goes on. And I was wondering if I even had the strength to lift it up there. I did, but I think it's because I was so damn cold and that adrenaline said, come on.
You're right. Yep. JS Urban Adventures, Aloha. Yeah, I was on he was live like 10 hours last night. I jumped up on his pan. I had a good time. It was a lot of fun.
For 10 hours?
I think it was 10, actually longer, because the first 2 hours he had it set on private. So the first 2 hours he was wondering why no one was showing up, and it was set to private. And then I got the notification that he was on, but he was on for 2 hours already, but nobody knew it.
Now that does kind of make a difference when you got it set to private. I guess I've never done it, so. Rocksteady says it's 9 degrees in Michigan. Feels like -7.
Oh, that's exactly why I moved here. I mean, don't get me wrong. I love Michigan, and I have a lot of good memories, but yeah, I don't miss the cold.
Weather, huh? Hell no. Well, that's not a whole lot colder than here. I mean, it's 13 here, and it's 9 up there. It should be about a 40-degree difference between Michigan and here. Them way colder than here. That ain't the way it is right now.
That's what I mean with Texas. I didn't think it got below 50 in Texas.
Oh yeah, it does, but not real often. When it does, most times it's in February, or, along about that time of year, but January is unusual. January is normally a fairly warm month. All I know is I can't wait till it goes the hell away, and the warm air comes back. 41 in central Utah. I'm going to swap weather with you, Heather. It ain't snowing up there. Karen says 12-degree wind chill.
-8.
Yeah, man.
Wow. I always wondered, that always threw me off. They say, well, it's 12 degrees, but with the wind chill, it feels like -8. So just say it's -8. Why do weather people do that? It's like you're just making it complicated, man. If it feels like it's -8, it's -8.
You'd think, because you can bet the dogs or anything out there ain't going to know that it's actually 9 or whatever.
Right.
-8's all they care about. Dang, 29 below with where Mary is.
And here,
where are you at? My goodness.
I'm complaining because I'm actually wearing a sweatshirt. Man, it's 70, dude. It's cold. Oh no, Karen, I wasn't saying you. I was saying the weather people. I wasn't saying you, Karen Reese. No. I would say because like whenever you watch the weather channels and they're always, and now with the weather and they're like, well, we got 12 degrees outside but with a wind chill, it feels like. So yeah, I wasn't saying you, Karen. I love you, Karen. T girl, aloha, good to see you.
Hello, T girl. It's been a long time since I saw T girl.
There you go. Feels like -9, so it is. There you go. Yeah, how have you been, T girl? It's been a minute.
Rock says the Cowboys are down 21-0 to the or 21 to the Packers. Well, I'm glad I don't watch them anymore. Is all I can say. I mean,
Yeah, I haven't
very
followed
seldom.
football in over a decade, but I'm still wearing my Detroit Lions. Actually, this was my sister's, and it's comfortable. You had a good live yesterday, Ronnie.
Yeah, it's all right. Had quite a few people there again.
They didn't kick you off.
No, that's right. They didn't. I was expecting it at any time too, man. I'm here to tell you. You know what they got me for the other night was undoubtedly what it is that somebody, when they made one of that documentary I was showing, they must have added parts of somebody else's video in there, and so they told me that I wasn't paying enough attention to the videos I was playing. In other words, go research these videos where you play them, see what all kinds of, where they got their parts and everything from. Well, hell, I didn't want to do that. I mean, that's just totally stupid to me. But that's what it said. They had it on the screen when I first saw it.
Slobberjaw, Latina, and Callie.
Hello, Latina, Slobberjaw. But yeah, Steve,
you basically be doing the show twice. And go and watch all these videos first.
Yeah.
And then go live and play them again.
Well, that's basically what I do most of the time anyway. And some of them I hadn't seen yet, but when I show them. But what they're saying is research the video you're going to show to make sure that they haven't got part of their video from some other person, Well, I mean, how would you know that?
I was just going to say, how are you supposed to? Yeah, that's like.
I definitely am, Heather, no doubt about it. And here's the thing. Yeah. I've almost got I think it's 392 or 98 subs now. So I'm nearing 500. That's the magic number. By the time I reach 500, I should have 2 strikes. That was just a warning the other night. So I should have 2 strikes by the time I reach 500. I hope I don't, but I'm just saying, if things go like they normally do.
Well, at least they're not shadow banning you now or whatever they call it, because yours are popping up as suggestions for me. Before, I couldn't even find your channel. I'd search it and I have to like scroll and look. Now, let's see. I'm going to search it. Oh, now it's going to prove me wrong. All my videos are popping up with you in them. Oh, you know why? Because it's not under Ronnie York if you search it anymore. It's what is it? Ronnie's
Facts.
Facts. Yeah, that's what it is. Ronnie's Facts.
Hello, Stuart. Welcome. And Dean.
Man, this didn't happen the other day. Huh. Now I can't find you again.
I hope they give me a strike since I looked just a while ago because I wanted to make sure I didn't get one. So I looked a while ago and I was still there, and I don't know about now, but I hope not.
I cough. Oh, okay. Okay. So one of our guests might be running late or is trying to make it, but might not be able to. But they'll keep in touch.
Okay.
Let's see. I'm trying to figure out. Here we go. This is how I do it. I go to my community page and I posted your link in my community page. There, all that. You think I'd be better at this by now?
No. When I look in the mirror, I know there's no one that could be any worse at this shit than I am. Boy, it gets embarrassing sometimes too. I got to tell you, Steve.
There we go. So now I got your channel link in the chat for anyone in chat that isn't subscribed to Ronnie, so we can get you to 500.
Yeah, come on. I need to get those strikes, extra quick here. So come on. Only like 3 more. Let's see.
Oh, what the hell then? It's not letting me pin it.
Hello, Dean. Hello, Luke. Luke's from Ireland. Wow.
Ireland. Nice.
We just been sitting here talking about the cold weather here in the U.S., Luke. What's the weather like in Ireland?
Yeah, what is the weather like in Ireland? I honestly wouldn't even know. Is it cold this time of year?
Good question. I have no idea either. I'm now sub 30. I don't know what that says. Dirty something.
Oh.
What the hell does that say? Dirty sound.
Oh, dirty Sasquatch.
That's what it's kind of what I thought, but I was afraid to say it. Oh, our announcer is here. What's up, William?
Oh, wait, we got to make sure that it's a damn good show.
There you go. There you go. Once you do that, it's got to be.
JS Urban, I just emailed that to you, so should have it now. Oh, look at all these new people. Aloha and welcome, everyone.
Absolutely. You can tell it's cold in most places because otherwise they'd be out doing something else, outside. At least most of them.
From CM days.
Oh, really?
Right on. Haven't heard from him in a long minute.
Me either. I thought about, asking CM to come back on my show again, but I don't know. Miss Cheryl Rich. Hello there, Cheryl. Real, what is up with your...
Cheryl, aloha.
What is it with
I think it was Cheryl. I think it was Cheryl that I was looking for that email from. I got too many tabs open. Let's see.
No problem, Dean. Definitely understand that. Don't know what kind of shows you like, Dean, but this one we can definitely get off the rails here sometimes, but that's when it's fun.
Channel links. Right. Yeah, this I don't know if you were watching from the very beginning, but my opening today, the intro is a trailer. Just a bunch of clips of every direction this can go, and usually does.
Steve, undoubtedly he didn't work at any more women's restrooms this past week because I haven't heard the story yet.
No, nothing exciting this week. It's actually, nothing exciting at all. The one good job I had was, it was nice because it was a vacant house, and it was a rainy, gloomy day, but at the same time I was there vacant, just took my time, enjoyed it. Actually, that's the day I was listening to you, Ronnie, when your channel the show just ended, and I had my earbuds in, so I just thought I lost signal or my battery died or something, so I kept working, and then when I finally had free hands, I looked, and I'm like, what the hell happened?
Yeah. Well, they took me down at one time, and then it came back on, whatever, 30 seconds later, whatever. Well, I didn't know. I didn't even know I'd been taken down, to be able to stop the video.
Right. You just kept going, thinking you were still alive. Yeah.
Yeah. And that's what pissed him off, and when he gave me a strike is because I was on StreamYard. I couldn't tell I'd been taken down. If I would have, at least the way I understand it, if I would have caught it in time, and stopped the video, well, then they wouldn't have, took me down and give me a strike.
Right.
But I didn't because I didn't know it. Hawk came on. He texted me and told me about it. I would have never known. Well, I would have known, but it'd been a lot later. What's up, Steve-O?
Steve-O. The Rock Man. Steve-O, you got the rock?
Rome 13 says she's a newbie by way of J.S. Urban. All right. And Latina. All right on.
All right on. Yep, you should have a wrench. Yeah, okay. I seen you in earlier, and I gave you a wrench. So.
What's up, Ghetto?
Plus, I seen you had a channel since 2013, so I'm sure you're not you didn't create a channel in 2013 to be like, man, in 2024, I'm going to get Steve and Ronnie. It was funny. I was on panel. Steve commented in chat, and it's exactly what I was doing too. It's so weird. This is just, was it 2 days ago? But yeah, and I pop in chat, and I'm like, hey, I'm not in chat because I'm working, but aloha, everyone, I'm listening. And then Steve was like, yeah, get back under that sink, fix that garbage disposal. And I was that's literally what I was doing. It was funny.
So he read your mind, huh?
Yep.
So I'm just waiting for the topic discussion. It's real interesting. Learn from others. Well, hang around a few minutes, Dean. I guarantee you we'll get into something that's either plumb crazy or brilliant, one or the other.
Yeah, we got one of our guests should be coming up any minute now. And our other guest, not sure because he's stuck at work, so he might be a little bit late if he can make it. But
work on
one of our guests should be here in a minute. There's Big Chap. Time Duff.
What's up, Time? What's up, Big Chap? Good to see y'all. Yeah, Big Chap, I don't know what's gotten wrong with Big Chap. He can't hang anymore. He's always leaving my shows before I go off. I don't know he's getting old, I guess, and just can't, he hadn't got the stamina. I don't know.
The old age is creeping up on him.
Yeah, that's what it is. Good to see you, Chap. It didn't creep on me. It just jumped on me all at one time, kaboom.
Oh, here we go. Here we go. You ready for our first guest? I believe it's snowing. I believe it's snowing in where he's at too. So, what's up, brother?
Going
that
on,
was
Josh?
fun last night, man. I had fun.
Did you? You didn't think it was too crazy?
Well, that's why it was fun. Because what was that dude's name? The drunk guy, the one that was just dropping the N-bomb every other word.
Oh, that's Mr. Mad.
Mr. Mad, yeah, he was
Mad,
a trip, man.
Sounds like it'll be Mr. Drunk.
Yeah. That too.
I always wonder, like, do they wake up the next day and just like don't remember shit, and you're just like, yeah, I think I went at someone's panel last night, and just have no idea what happened.
Yeah, he usually deletes his streams, but I leave mine up, and sometimes I think I should delete the ones where he comes on.
It sounds like you should.
Yeah, he's cool
Yeah, I
though.
was
When he's
telling,
if you talk to him a little earlier in the night, he's a smart guy. He's pretty cool.
right? No, yeah, you could, because I was listening too as it was going along, and you could
It
hear
progresses.
the progression of his,
Yeah.
like, all right, slow down on the drinking, man. Here's LSP.
What's up, Spike?
But
Yeah, that
I
was
was
fun.
telling Ronnie about it backstage before he came on. It was like every other word, man. It wasn't even kind of the word, but not really. It's like if it would have been any other word, it still would have been just as like, dude, just stop using the same word.
It's just like
Every
a
other
filler
word.
word. People use all
Right.
sorts of different filler words, and yeah.
Yeah.
I need a counter. It'd be cool to have a counter,
Right.
on-screen counter, see what the
Yeah.
number
But
is.
when you
by
had
the
a
end.
counter, it was the counter that I had with the other counter was like with that one counter, like the counter that you know.
Huh?
But it's
No,
like
I meant.
using that word counter
Oh
in the
yeah,
same way as I'm not gonna say the word he was saying, obviously.
yeah,
But yeah, I think you would have to have at least to be able to get in the thousands. So you have to have at least
yeah.
4
You need to
digits.
have 4 or 5
Yeah,
spaces.
possibly 5. Yeah, like beep 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 beep
Yeah,
beep 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 beep.
the thing would be going up constantly.
Well,
Yeah,
it
it's
sounds
snowing
like
out
you.
here.
Where you at again?
Salt Lake City,
Utah.
Utah.
Okay.
So that's like central northern Utah. Yeah, big old snowflakes, like clobs falling down.
I was reading
Oh,
a
I
news
got
story about something about Utah
question
the
for
other day.
question for Dean, real quick. How about give us a topic?
Yeah, we don't have a topic, Dean.
Yeah, that's it. It's unfiltered, but it's anything and everything. We don't have a script, nothing. We just
The first time Steve invited me on, I was like, okay, what's the topic? So I could like look into something and sound smart. And he's like, oh, we're just going to talk. But it went pretty well. So
It's all it is, like friends sitting around the dinner table or whatever, or
yeah. What do
watching
they call
TV.
that? IRL in real life.
IRL streams, yeah.
Yeah, it's just
yeah.
whatever it is.
I'm planning on doing an actual couple urban adventure videos, like my name implies that I do. But I want to go walk around to all the places. I found out they filmed a lot of spots of Dumb and Dumber in Salt Lake City, and I've been to these places 1,000 times and never knew that it was part of the Dumb and Dumber movie. And so I'm gonna try to make a video and put little. I guess if they're shorter than like 5 seconds, I can take clips from the movie and drop them into the video. Right? That's fair use. That's transformative.
Yeah, it's just I don't know the exact second time frame, but yeah, there's like you can do that without getting whatever they call it, copyright strike or
yeah. So I'm gonna do that, and then I'm going to LA here in 2 weeks. So that'll be nice to get out of the snow. It's been snowing for like a week straight. It's just been dark and cold and snowy. But
well, I'm surprised it ain't snowing here as cold as it is. It ain't. Near as I can tell, it's not doing anything outside, but it's plenty cold enough to snow. It's awful cloudy and gloomy.
You're in Texas?
Yeah.
Which part?
I'm about
like north, like
north of Dallas.
Okay.
Close to the Oklahoma state line.
Yeah, you guys get snow there. That's where the windmills stopped working or whatever during the snowstorm.
Yeah,
a couple of years ago.
Yeah, in 2021. Sure
Were you there during that? Did you have power?
Oh no, I was here all right. I've lived in Texas all my life, but no, didn't have no power. The power went out, and everything froze. I mean, even whatever it is that picks up your signal from the satellites, even they froze. So they had to replace all them. They're outside. I don't know where they're at, but they had to come out and replace all them because cold weather killed them. It tore up the water pumps at the at the city. You know, the water froze in them and the water pumps and messed them up. So they had to replace all them. I'm telling you, man, it was a total mess for a while.
Yeah.
But
Dean's
yeah,
bringing up thoughts or lies. Dean's a character.
It's damn it, now I can't think of it. I was just watching something that says your consciousness is an illusion.
Yeah. The word I like to use is imaginary. So like thoughts are lies. Thoughts are not real. They're imaginary. It's just in your head. But yeah, he's talking about, there's another show that we watch where he says all thoughts are lies all the time. And when I first heard that, I was like, that's crazy. That doesn't make sense. Because if you play chess, you're supposed to think 3 moves ahead. And then I learned from watching like pro chess players that that's not actually true. They don't think about the move. They see the board and they like see it as equations and they already know every possible outcome and they're not thinking. They're just playing it out almost like a computer. And then in Top Gun, they said, if you're thinking, you're dying. And I was like, yeah, that's true. When you have to think about it, you really don't know. If you know, you don't have to think about it. You just do it. But anyway, Dean's
just like when you're playing football or anything, you know, when you if you're a kid, it's just like just got onto a college team and you're a freshman, and when you're out there, when you first start, you're too busy thinking to play the game.
Right.
You know, when you know what your teammates and everything are going to do well enough, then you don't have to think, you just react. So that reaction time can be the difference between life and death. Whether you're a pilot or whatever.
Yeah. If any kind of, think about it. No pun intended.
And that comes with practice, and you don't get practice from thinking about something.
Right.
Yeah. Where he gets that question from, the guy says, but practical thoughts are okay, are you know, you're going to have practical thoughts. I think even practical thoughts are lies, because if you think about eating and just keep thinking about eating, see if you ever get full. You probably get more hungry if you just sit there and think about eating for a while. You're not going to get filled up until you actually go do it. So even that thought, thinking about doing something, is a lie. It's like Yoda said, do or do not. There is no try.
Right.
Yeah, my problem is you know, with eating is when I'm not eating, I'm thinking, well, if I want to eat anything, I'm either going to have to cook it or go get it. And then when I do either one of those, whichever one it is, and I sit down to eat, I'm ready to get through. You know, I don't want to sit there and eat all day. You know, so most of the time I don't even finish what I put in my plate.
Yeah,
but I guess I don't know if that's a positive thinking or what. But
yeah. What's going on in the world right now? I haven't even really been paying attention to the news this week.
Something wrong with the world today.
I'm supposed to do a news show tomorrow, and I haven't put any thought into it about other than those tunnels in New York. I might touch on that a little bit. You gotta be careful around that minefield.
You definitely do. I've been showing that quite a bit myself this past week, and believe me, I've had a lot of videos I didn't show because of that one thing there.
Yeah,
a minefield.
Which is like the biggest aspect of the story.
Yeah. Yeah.
You can't like not mention it.
Yeah, and well,
who was making the tunnels?
Yes.
Yeah.
Exactly. Well, I still mentioned it, but you have to be careful with the weight. And a lot of times it don't even matter how careful you are, they'll still give you a strike or whatever.
Yeah. I do think a lot of people might be blowing it out of proportion, though. It might not be as big of a deal as some people are making it out to be, but it is interesting. It's interesting that in the first 2 weeks of 2024, we had Nephilim in Miami and we had reptilian Agartha tunnels in dang New York in the first 2 weeks of 2024.
And here's a good story right there. Steve just highlighted it. Texas National Guard reclaiming the border from feds. Yeah, they have been, but I was watching. I showed a video last night of them, of the illegals digging under the razor wire. I mean, they just dug under it and went. And the National Guard, they wasn't really trying to stop them. The Texas National Guard.
That's better than what I've seen, which is where they're just cutting the wire or they're building staircases. The border people are building like metal staircases on both sides, like bridges they could just walk over.
Yeah, but Texas went in and run all them people out. The Border Patrol and everything.
Oh, did they got all the ones who were doing that stuff?
Yeah, the Border Patrol was building the fences and everything and cutting the wire.
Mm-hmm.
They got them all out of there and told them if they come back, they'd be arrested.
Whose orders was that on? Because it wouldn't have been Texas. That would have been like a federal thing.
No, it was the governor of Texas.
The governor of Texas was telling them to cut the wire?
No.
He got them out.
Yeah, he got them out.
But whose order was it to have them cutting the wires? What I meant.
Oh, that was the Border Patrol, I guess, or our illustrious president. One of the other. Right, I don't know which.
That's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking that would be like a federal thing. So somebody up there.
Be.
Our president was sleeping, but somebody one of the puppeteers did it, told him to go start cutting the wire.
There you go.
And we're supposed to just close our lying eyes, ignore it. Not a big deal. Don't look at this.
That's right.
We got wars in foreign countries to fight.
All they do is send a lot of stuff over there and get it lost and get their kickbacks and everything, and so they're good. There's no telling how much money all the people have made off the Ukrainian war, and it's not even our damn war.
Yeah.
Of course, few of them have been. I don't think any of the wars have been ours that we've fought.
I don't either.
Mayorkas, is that who ordered it, Big Chap? Senator Mayorkas, is that I don't know the first name.
He's not a senator. He's the
governor.
He's the head of, not the head of Border Patrol. What the hell would you call it? I forgot now exactly what he is, but he's a sorry asshole. Tell you that.
As is most of the. Oh man, he looks like Just seeing his picture, he looks like Alejandro Mayorkas. Shocker.
But he's been impeached, and whenever they're going to actually get around to impeaching him, I don't know. I guess they've got the paperwork drawn up.
He's the Secretary of Homeland Security.
Okay, great.
And he's not really he's not really keeping the homeland very secure. But
what he's keeping what they're doing is they're bringing all these aliens in so that their homeland will be secure, not ours.
Yeah.
Yeah, supposedly LSP. He's been doing that for about a week. But I'll have to see it. Like I say, last night I showed that video where the illegals are just coming right under the fence.
Yeah, these people are rich. When it gets crazy here, they'll just fly to Sweden or something.
Hopefully.
Oh, well, I hope that they end up getting stuck here. Like the grid goes down and all the elites are stuck here. And then they get to, and then it's all same level, all ground floor. We're all at the same place. Your money doesn't matter. Your mansion doesn't matter.
Oh, that would be nice. That ain't never going to happen because they got theirs dug underground, where they just go underground and got all their comforts of home.
And they get the notification. We don't get the dang we don't get the noti.
That's right.
They get the call. Hey, you better jump on that plane right now. It's about to hit the fan. I don't know. I try not to be like black pill and super pessimistic, but I'm thinking we're going to be at war with like a lot of countries over the next year. And I'm not super confident in our elections, and it's going to get wild. But
I don't know anyone that could be confident in our elections, even mildly confident. But as far as wars go, I don't think we will be. I think what they're doing and what they have done is set up everything that's happening. It's fake myself, and they're making it to look real for whatever reason. I'm just saying that's the way it looks. I mean, I've watched more video on the Ukraine war, the war between them and Russia, and the video that I've seen, there's not one drop of blood. Now they show all these guys that have been supposedly been unalived and been blown up and everything. They might have a bandage around their head, but there's no blood anywhere. There's never any blood.
Yeah.
And I've seen video after video.
Yeah. And there's so much stuff of like the Ghost of Kiev was fake. The woman that they had the advertisement because they were recruiting women. She was holding an airsoft gun and she was fake. There was a hospital that got blown up, and then we come to find out that same footage was ran on CNN like 10 years ago or something.
Right.
And
that's exactly right.
But we're still sending them money, so it's like they're killing the dollar, and they are pissing Russia off. Even if like what we're seeing is not real, Russia's gonna get pissed off at America. China, when we start getting involved with Taiwan and we got to protect Taiwan, China's gonna get pissed at us. We're already got stuff going on with the Middle East, Iraq, Iran, Hezbollah, Hamas, all that. And and BRICS is joining up with like Venezuela, and all these other countries are joining BRICS to make the new dollar. Like crazy stuff is happening, and it's all going to come to a head. And I don't know. I'm kind of excited. Honestly, I'm not like worried about it. That's the good thing about being a Christian is like,
there you go. That's exactly
this is all going to fall down, you know.
That's exactly where I was going to go when you got through there. That's exactly where I was going to go.
Yep.
But I think
whatever it's going to happen is going to happen.
Yeah.
As far as the war goes with China and Taiwan, I think that's already been settled at least a year ago. So whatever happens will be, if they show us going to war, I think it'll be a fake war. Pure and simple, because I think it's already been settled. I think China took control of Taiwan, at least a year ago. Now, who knows for absolute certain? I don't. I'm just saying that's my opinion of it. From all the things that I've seen anyway.
Well, I think a lot of the stuff like nuclear war, and they say, oh, they've got nukes. I think a lot of that is like a fake thing to fearmonger us. I think when the war happens, it's going to be like a digital thing, or it's already happening. I'd say that China has already taken over America without firing a shot with like TikTok and social media and technology and all that stuff. Even though they steal a lot of IPs from other people, they're not really making it themselves, but they're taking over satellite things, and it's wild.
Well, I agree with you there for the most part, but if Trump hadn't came in when he did, we would if Hillary would have won, I'll put it like that. If she would have won, this world would be a much, much different place than what it is right now. That's for darn sure.
Absolutely.
I think Trump literally saved us from a big war.
Yeah, he threw a big wrench in the plans. That's why they don't like him. That's why they hate him.
For sure.
Yeah.
For sure. But
at least postponed it. At least
4 years. He delayed it 4 years. Yeah.
Right. Delayed it. Yep.
They're like, damn, Agenda 2030 is now Agenda 2034 because of Trump.
For myself, I think he's still. I think they're in the process now of tearing their whole system down. I think it's almost ready to collapse. Myself, I mean, I honestly do, because of when you, like you mentioned a while ago, BRICS and all that. BRICS is one of the ways it's the main way that they're taking the old system down, the old evil system down, and that's how the new money is going to come in. Which there will be new money. It don't make any difference which side wins, the good or the bad side. There's going to be new money, because the money that we have now isn't worth anything, period. I mean, I'm surprised it's still worth anything here in this country.
But if they have some sort of digital currency, that's not going to be worth anything either. I'd worse. I'd say like a gold-backed dollar is more valuable than a digital currency, but when the system goes down, none of it is worth anything. Like,
well, it will be the gold-backed currency, depending on if the good side comes in, that's going to be really good, because like now, where a dollar's worth a dime, if that much, it'll be back up to being worth more than $1. But the digital, man, if the other side gets theirs in, then it's going to be a sad situation. And I think they might get it in for a short time, but then that's when I think the good side's going to come in. However they're playing this out, this is the way it looks anyway. That they're just going to kind of piggyback in on the bad, the evil side's way of doing things.
Yeah.
And when
Hey,
they
shout
do,
out to AKA Heather Joy. Thank you for that donation.
thank you, Heather Joy.
Mahalo.
What's the chat saying? There's somebody in chat named General Nutsacks. Let's go.
Right, cheaters. Don't cheat. That's for darn sure, General.
Trump won't win this time. We're not having elections. Yeah, that's what I was looking into the other night, because I've heard a lot about if we're in a wartime situation, they could call off the elections. And I think, based off my understanding, that is possible, but it's never happened. During the Civil War, it didn't happen. During any wars, no president ever took that power. But that is something, Biden's known for being told to do things that are crazy and haven't been done before. He had the record.
I thought he was known for always telling the truth.
Oh yeah, that's who. Come on, man.
Yeah, that's it.
Come on, man.
No, he's known for dropping deuces on the dang stage.
That's his specialty.
Yeah. That's so funny. He got mad he was talking about Trump, and he's like, and he acted like he was going to cuss, and he squeezed his fist. And I'm like, oh, he just dropped a deuce.
I wipe my butt.
Yeah. Yeah. If Trump doesn't get in 2024 and Biden gets reelected, I don't know, man. I'm about to move to Hungary. I need a white woman to marry me, and we can move to Hungary. If you go to Hungary and two white people get married, you get a van and you get like $1,000, which is a lot of money in Hungary. And a van, we could just travel around in Europe. Freaking, come on, ladies. We're going to make some babies in Hungary. That's a true story. I didn't just make that up.
I think how they're going to stop the election is they're going to do it with the cyber. They're going to knock out the internet and all that kind of good stuff. Maybe even the power. Who knows? But
if they do that, that's the end of the world. If they shut down the internet and the power for 3 days.
Oh shit!
Do you know the whole country?
Well, I think it'd be the whole world probably.
The whole world? That would be crazy. Yeah. That would be the end of the world. People would go insane.
But we live without the internet for how many thousands of years? I mean, we don't really need it.
People aren't accustomed to that anymore in America.
It'd be a lot of crazy ones kicking off, no doubt about it. But
there's a book. I haven't even read it, but somebody's told me all about it. A friend of mine, and I forget what it's called. It's called like the First 72 or something like that. And it's about the first 72 hours after everything gets shut, the grid, running water, everything gets shut down. And I read something else that said 30 days of no power and water in America, probably 70% of the American population ain't going to make it. 30 days. Yeah. But 3 days, there'd be insanity going on. It'd be crazy. People would be looting.
I don't doubt that at all.
Oh, shooting. Yeah. They'd lose their mind. It'd be like,
the gun's coming out. Like, it's going to be the wild, wild west.
Yeah, no doubt it would be.
I don't know if they'd go that far as shutting down the grid to take the election. I think it'd either be something like what they did last time, or which they could probably do again, because there haven't been a lot of new implements put in place to stop it. A couple cities have done some things.
I think the reason they're going to do it is because they know that even with the mail-in votes, if they did that again, which they probably will, but even with those, they know they can't beat Trump this time around. And so I think that's why they're going to do the cyber thing, because there are just too many people that's behind him. I mean, all these polls we hear are rigged up so bad it's not even funny, showing that Trump's just barely ahead of Biden, by a few points, whatever. Shit, I bet there ain't no telling what the true polls would say. Probably like 85 to 15, maybe. I can't even see how Biden gets 15 myself, but
I don't even know who's doing these polls because I've never done a damn poll.
Good,
Me
yeah,
either.
good point. Good point. Yeah,
And I'm pretty active, like politically. I'm on the internet talking about politics. The only polls that there's like a Republican Party text I always get. They say, do this poll. And then I go try to do the poll. And then they want me to give a donation to submit the poll.
Yeah, me
So I
too.
don't know if that's fake or what that is, but I'm not paying to submit my poll.
Oh, me either. And plus, I ain't giving none of these damn crooked ass Republicans or Democrats. I mean, that's
Yeah. Yep. I'm not giving money to Trump. He got enough money.
you think.
I love Trump, but I'm not donating a dime to him. I got some gold Trump coins. Hopefully they'll be worth some money in the apocalypse. I got a whole chest of gold Trump dollars and Trump coins.
I got a couple of those.
Well, if it's real gold, it'll be worth something.
I think it's like gold plated.
Be worth a little.
Might be worth something. If they do something, if they delete Trump, they might be worth a lot.
Well, I did donate to him one time this year or this time around because I do want him to win, no doubt about it. And all this courts and crap he's going through, the way I look at it is, he is the only one that even appears to be fighting for us. And so that's why I give to him. Just to kind of, I mean, I know my little dab that I give ain't going to amount to a fart in a whirlwind.
Yeah,
but made me feel better, not him.
Yeah, Latina said he disavowed Vivek. I like Vivek, but I still don't know if I trust him. He is conservative Chat GPT. He just says all the things that we want to hear, and he came out of nowhere, and so I don't know. I still got my eye on him. He's cool, but
I don't trust anybody but Trump myself. That's it for me.
I mean, honestly, I don't trust any government, but that's just me.
I disagree with a lot of stuff Trump does, but I just think he's the strongest person for the job, and especially with all the craziness going around in the world, whether it's fake or real wars, there's a lot of mess going around everywhere, and a lot of crooked government want to make money off of it and get their fingers in everything. A war is a great way to launder money, or
oh, definitely,
yeah. And I think Trump will shut that stuff down.
Oh, he will. I think he's going to do a whole lot of good things because when he was in office publicly, that was just him getting things set up. I think that this has been ongoing for a year or two at least before Trump even took office. But after he took office, when he went around to all those countries, and they all said, "Okay, we give up." To Israel, to Saudi Arabia, China, North Korea, on and on and on. That was basically when the whole world changed. We hadn't seen it yet, but it changed. All those people that he went around to then are working with him now. They've been doing it since what it was 2018 or 19 when he went to all those countries, whatever year it was. Mm-hmm. But I think that all those people since then have been working with him, but you got to remember that these evil people have had control of the world for so long, it's just hard to get control back. Particularly get rid of all of them.
Yeah. Ghetto asked, what would Trump have to do to make him a bad guy in your eyes? And my answer to that is we're all bad guys. We're all bad guys. Everybody's a bad guy at some point. We've all lied. We've all stolen. We've all cheated. We've all done something wrong at some point. We're all bad guys. But he's the best bad guy for the job.
He sure as a crap is.
Well, that's the thing. I agree with that. I think he's the best guy for the job, but at the same time, I just don't trust government, period.
Right. And that's why I like Trump, because you look at the numbers of how much money why are people joining politics? Either for fame or money or for an easy job that they can just coast through their whole life and just chill and sit in a chair and
to be a tyrant.
Say yes or no, or for power. That's the other one.
Or
But
even
Trump,
if they do, even the very few that do get into it because they actually want to make a change,
right? Well, that's
become
what Trump
corrupt.
already had: power, money, and fame.
That's
So
right.
what's he joining for? He's not there to coast. He's not looking for an easy job. He works his ass off. So the only other option is that he really saw that there's a problem in America and he wants to fix it and he thinks he can do it. And
You're exactly right there, JS. I mean, exactly right, in my opinion. That's
Yeah.
exactly what happened. And when he went into office, he was worth like $5 billion, and he comes out, he's worth
Less.
2 or 3 billion.
Yep.
Yeah, less.
He's the only one that lost money.
He's the only president that lost money.
Came out
after.
worth less than he was. And the loss that he took, a $2 billion loss, is more than like all the other presidents made. Not exact, but it's a lot.
That's exactly right. And so,
Yeah.
but you can bet that when he came in, you got to remember that Trump went to the best military school in the country at that time. You know, at his age, he went to the best military academy, and he's been in this his whole life, and it even goes back before he was born, as far as that goes, at least in the stuff I've seen. But he was in that. I think he was undercover. Is what I'm trying to say. All these years, I think he was kind of working undercover.
Yeah.
He's the undercover boss.
Yeah.
Maybe not like getting paid by anybody, but he was a New York Democrat New York Democrats are dudes who really don't care about the politics, or they maybe don't agree with the politics, but they're going along, to get rich and make a business in New York. And so he was like a spy for us. Like he sees
exactly
how
right.
the inner workings of it all worked as he was coming up.
That's right. You know, I showed a video last night with Sammy the Bull Gravano, and Sammy the Bull was saying they tried every way in the world to get to Trump, you know, to get him to turn, you know, to be a bad guy, and they couldn't do it. So he was telling everybody, don't even try it, because he's not going to turn. You know, he's a straight up guy. So I can tell you right now, he's straight up.
Yeah, and people say he ran as a Democrat before. It's like when you're in New York. And okay, so two things. One, Democrats weren't as extreme back then, 20, 30 years ago, as they are now. You could be a classical liberal, which is now like a conservative basically today. But also, shoot, what was the other thing? I just lost my train of thought.
Hey, I do it all the time.
Yeah. Okay, so New York Democrat, he's going along to get along. He ran as a Democrat. They weren't as extreme. And also, oh yeah, the other thing is you're going to lose if you run as a Republican in New York. You know, so he just, you know, he ran knowing he wasn't going to win, but you get more exposure in New York if you're a Democrat running.
Trump ran I didn't know Trump had ever ran, period, for anything.
I'm pretty sure he ran as a Democrat for president previously.
I don't think so.
I never heard that, but
you could be right, but I don't think so.
You know what? Big Chap would be a perfect president.
He sure would. I vote Big Chap. Go Big Chap. Go Big
I
Chap.
I feel safe around Big Chap. That's for sure.
And plus, Big
real
Chap knows
safe.
how to prep and everything. So I mean, what more could you ask for in president?
I feel real safe around Big Chap. He's got nice guitars, nice guitar cases.
Huh.
Wink,
It says he
wink.
considered it in 87 and 88. Wow, maybe I don't know where I heard that. Maybe I heard that I watch a lot of liberals who argue against Trump, and maybe they made something up and I believed it. So this is why you got I could have sworn he ran for Trump or he ran for something as a Democrat. Like
No, now his JFK Jr.'s son was going to run for senator. He was running for senator against Hillary Clinton, but that's when he supposedly got, you know, unalived.
Mm-hmm.
Which I don't believe that either, but I'm just saying, you know, lots of things I don't believe that most people do.
You don't think JFK got unalived?
Mm-mm. Not the junior.
Oh wait, not the junior.
Yeah.
Which one was that?
He's one who supposedly got unalived in the plane crash.
The plane crash, yeah.
Yeah, 91, I think.
But so you think it was a natural plane crash? It was just a random thing.
I don't think he was on it. I don't think anybody was on it.
Damn. I don't know about this, so I'm really just asking. I don't know.
Well, what
I
they
know
did,
about the
they
other JFK, and I think he was unalived. I don't know if he was unalived how they tell us he was unalived, but
oh yeah, that he was definitely unalive. But whether, well,
yeah, that whole family
he,
getting murked. Why is damn?
I don't even know that JFK was unalive because Chap and I have shown pictures, and as a matter of fact, Chap showed them on his channel. I think just the other night. But it's a when Trump when he was publicly president, Trump was, and he went to I think it's the Arizona Memorial there in Hawaii, and there was an old man sitting up there in the chair, and Trump makes this uncalled for, I guess you say, little trek over this guy's chair, and congratulated and shook his hand and everything. Well, that dude, he's an old man now, but he looked exactly like JFK would if he were that old. So I think that could have very easily
Do you
been
think like
JFK.
they changed his identity or hit him off or something?
Yeah,
Okay.
something along those lines. It sure
Huh.
looks that way.
So in 2000, Trump entered the presidential race as a Reform Party candidate and got more than 15,000 votes in the party's California primary. So he ran in 2000, but it wasn't as Democrat. I heard he ran as a Democrat. I don't know what the Reform Party is.
Oh
yeah,
yeah,
All I heard is I know he was a Democrat, but
yeah, he ran in 2000.
Okay.
He just never got. It was like it's like when Kanye runs or something.
right,
Yeah,
right.
It's like nobody's gonna remember Kanye running in 2020, 20 years from now.
no shit. I better remember him trying to run the last time. He got into it for a little while and then he got right back out. So it didn't amount to anything. That was in 2020, I guess, or the election of 2020.
People are saying it was just to pull votes away from Biden, undecided voters and stuff who are like, I don't like Trump, but I don't like Biden. I'm not a Democrat. I don't want to vote for Biden, so they'll just throw their vote to Kanye, which is a good play, but it didn't work.
I don't think there needs to be any parties in the U.S. myself. To me, it ought to just be the best run against the best. No, take out the Democrat, Republican, or whatever. Run as an American, and that's it. And then may the best man win. Or the one that can lie the best, whatever.
Well, that's where all the dividing comes in, because it's left versus right. It's either way. It's just a two-party system.
I agree, and that's exactly what they need to get rid of to do that. Quit doing that crap.
But it's really like, is this all just labels we put on different ideologies? But really, it's not a two-party system. There's like 300 parties, and people will say, I'm a Democrat or I'm a Republican. Well, you're really not a Republican or you're not a Democrat. You'd fit into this weird like anarcho-communist or this theocratic or this conservative, blah, blah, blah. There's all these different labels we put on it, but we just broadly. So I like what you said, Ronnie, where it just not be a party and we don't use these labels and we just present our ideas and may the best man win.
That's the way it ought to
I'm
be.
not a Democrat or a Republican. I'm an American, and I want my country back.
That's how it ought to be, right there, Steve. Exactly how it ought to be. An American, and that's it. And people vote
Two-party
whoever.
system run by the one powers that be. That's right, El Coro. And Aloha Mutt and Mrs. Mutt.
But it does look to me like the United States may very well split up because, I think there's like 40 something states that have signed on to the, not necessarily signed on, they passed. I can't remember these laws. I'm not worth a shit being a lawyer. I'll tell you that right now. But
yeah,
I think there's 43 states that have are agreed with the new money system, however that works. But these other states haven't, and so those states and the ones that are for the new monetary system will pull away from each other if the other states don't change their minds, which I don't think they're going to because they're too blue.
Is that about, you said the new monetary system, is that about the digital stuff?
Yes.
The central banking digital currency or whatever?
That's it, yeah.
Yeah, apparently, they voted it down?
Yeah, And I hate to, like I say, I'm not good with the law stuff, so forgive me
Yeah.
if I get some of this wrong. But yeah, they voted against it, and so if they don't come back into step, well, the 43 states I think it is will go their own way at some point. And like right now, Texas and a few other states have got their money where it's gold backed or precious metal backed, where the most states don't have it that way. So if all these can't come together, well, naturally they're going to split up.
I think we're
I
aren't we
agree
on
with
like the
that right
petro?
there.
We're on the petrodollar now.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't like that because I think they did that to just get us in a bunch of wars with all these countries that have more oil.
It was that, and they wanted control. They control us through this kind of money, because it's not real. And plus they got all the gold and silver and whatever, platinum. And they can set the prices on however they want to set it.
Well, if we go to a digital one government digital controlled currency, and people talk about the social credit score, and like we don't want China's social credit score in America. It's already here. We already have it. When you do a background check for a job, they get your Facebook, they get your YouTube channels, your Twitter channels, your Twitch, everything. So we already have that social credit scoring in America. But when there's like one government currency, they could just wipe your bank account. They could already do that. It's crazy. They could just shut you down because of you said 10 years ago you supported Trump. That's stochastic terrorism. We're gonna cancel you, and not like cancel you like shutting down your YouTube channel, like cancel your life. Cancel your money, cancel your travel. You can't leave your 15-minute city anymore. Your electric car is not going to start. Your bank account is gone. Like
as Ghetto asked a question, he said, "Didn't we go digital when MasterCard and Visa came out?" No, that's not the kind of digital we're talking about, Ghetto. What we're talking about is literal coins that you get that are embedded with some kind of chip, and you can only spend that money wherever they tell you to spend it. Either it may be on a card, however they want to do it.
He is right though. They did have the same power as soon as we went to credit cards and stuff.
Yeah.
Because Visa and MasterCard did something. What's that?
Shit. That's my phone. I gotta take this call.
Lunchtime.
You got a loud ass ringer. But MasterCard and Visa did a thing, or they were looking into doing a thing where, like, if you were a red flag, if you had been posting the wrong things on social media and stuff, they could shut you down from buying guns and ammo. When you go to the gun shop, your Visa card is going to ping that you're buying a gun or you're buying ammo. And if Visa has red flagged you or whatever, now you can't buy guns and ammo. So, yeah, they do already have that power as soon as we went to credit and credit cards.
Yep.
And
aloha, Joe Cool. Aloha, brother. Good to see you here, man.
Same power, different tech. Yeah, basically. But it's more power when it's a global, one government based digital currency. It's a higher level of control and power than when you have credit cards that they have checks and balances that go through banks, that go through companies, that go through what is it, FICOs or right. So there's more steps to them destroying your life with that stuff. But now it's just one step. It's just one boom they can hit you.
Yeah, with this new digital money they're talking about, they can literally, make it okay for you to buy this kind of groceries, or you can't buy it at that store, or they can cut it off completely where you can't spend it at all if you don't do exactly what they say.
Yeah, we have a meat shortage. You're only allowed to buy one package of beef a week, but you can buy all the crickets you want.
No, absolutely. You can buy all one of them you want right now. I mean,
eat the bugs.
Yeah. When you go to buy bread or something, you better be sure and check the ingredients on it, because, I bought some bread here a while back that I didn't realize had the insects in it, but at the bottom of the ingredients,
had the bug protein in your bread.
Yeah,
Damn.
it'll say at the bottom of it, at the bottom of the ingredients, bioengineered products are, they're in the bread. But you can, I mean, I took a bite off of it and tasted immediately. It was the most awful tasting stuff. It didn't taste like bread. Tastes like something dead.
Joe Cool said, "I'm black, no meat shortage." Dang.
Joe Cool is cool, man. And dude, his laugh is like, you could be in the worst mood. You hear Joe Cool laugh, you'll be happy in a heartbeat, man. Dude's cool as hell.
No, I'm serious. Faith takes us far, or takes you far. They can cut it off. Put believe me, just to go look at the bread and stuff you buy. Not only bread, but that Progresso soup. I bought some of it here a couple weeks ago, and I made me a bowl of, which it tastes pretty damn good. I got to admit that. But I was reading the ingredients on it, and down at the bottom again, this is while I was sitting there eating this bowl of soup. Down at the bottom, it says that same thing, bioengineered products. That means it's got bugs in it on purpose. So, needless to say, I didn't eat no more of that soup.
And they will throw you in jail if you feed the homeless. Latina and Cali, one time when I was homeless in Salt Lake City, Utah, which is a Democrat city, these people came out on Christmas Day and they set up a table and they were giving out coffee and food. And the damn cops rolled up and said, "Stop. You can't stop. You can't do this. You're not approved. You don't have all the blah, blah, blah.
You need a permit and all that shit. I think I know what you're talking about.
That's the same thing with my dang hot sauce. I make hot sauce, and for my subscribers, I'm like, hey, if you want to buy a bottle, but I got to be careful. This is not actually hot sauce. This is decorative art. It's a red bottle of decorative art that you just set on a shelf. It's not for eating purposes because, damn, the regulations, you could get in trouble for selling something that you grew peppers in your garden and made a hot sauce. You're not allowed to sell that. You're not,
which is your right to do, though. That's I don't know if anyone watches. Here's the deal, but dude, Brian, that guy is so smart, man. I want to have him on because everything he says is what I think, but words just don't come out of my mouth. Like I can't think of the words, and I'm like, blah, 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 you know what I mean? No, we don't.
Know what I'm saying? Know what I'm saying? Know what I'm saying?
Know what I'm saying? Know what I'm saying?
Yeah, throw that other part in there.
Yeah, there's one extra word that.
Yeah.
Wouldn't be nice.
But yeah, so you can't, in these Democrat cities where they encourage the homeless community, they'll stop people from feeding the homeless. That's the same thing after the BLM stuff that happened here. The streets were graffitied and trash everywhere and broken glass everywhere. They wouldn't let people go out and clean up the city because the government already had a crew ready to go out and clean up everything. And they already had like a plan for the cleanup, and civilians weren't allowed to go up and clean up the city. And I was like, oh my God, this is an op. They let them do that. They encouraged it. Imported protesters, people coming in from God knows where and destroying stuff. And then the government doesn't let the civilians clean it up because they make money off that. They're paying people, but they're also making money. Oh man. And they're shutting down small businesses and encouraging the city back, or the system back to the Walmarts and the McDonald's but little mom and pop shop got closed down. I'm on a rant. How does this tie all together? I don't know. Does that make it's a bunch of mess?
No, I don't exactly. With kind of to do with the not letting them feed the homeless was there was a couple ladies that got arrested for feeding cats or something like that. I don't remember. It was like a year or two ago, but.
Or growing a garden. There's a lot of cities that have regulations where you're not allowed to grow certain things and you can't grow food, but they'll let you put up a dang ficus, but you can't grow a tomato plant in this city ordinance. And it's like they create problems and then they keep the people from trying to fix the problem so that they can make money off of fixing the problems that they created.
Yeah, and Spicy Peach, that's Here's the Deal is talking about that guy too. I can't remember his name, but he was an Amish farmer guy, and he was selling his product. People wanted it. They didn't want to go to the store and buy that. They wanted what he had. Nope. Feds had to get involved. Shut that guy down. Go to
What's up?
Walmart. for your
Ghetto's
shit.
here to yell at me about Trump. What's up, Ghetto?
He's here to yell at all of us about Trump.
I love Trump. Trump's the greatest. He's the greatest president ever. He's fantastic. He did a great job.
Thank you, Ghetto. Thank you.
Let's go.
I just love how you say my name, Ronnie. That shit tickles me, man.
What does he say? Ghetto?
Yeah, he pronounced
in
it
the
like
ghetto.
Well, how should I say
Talking
it?
about the ghetto.
How should I say it? Ghetto, all right.
Ghetto.
Like it has a
you
D in it.
Keep it the same, man. You keep it the
Pause.
same. Man.
No,
I
he-
enjoy it.
You're actually saying it properly, Ronnie.
Yeah,
But-
yeah.
Good.
No, you know what, Ronnie is one of the only people that actually addresses me when I have these questions about Trump. And then
I just addressed your question about Trump.
The majority of people address it with some kind of anger, frustration. And my thoughts are, if you believe in something, just like if a Christian's being attacked on their beliefs, they get all angry and want to fight. If you believe in something or somebody so much, there's no sense or reason to even be angry about it because your faith is fulfilled in that person or that being, right? So when I see a whole lot of people that throw out comments, I mean, there was a couple in chat, it wasn't too bad, but they get angry with me, and all I'm doing is just asking questions, just to enlighten. I'm not trying to convert nobody. I mean, at this point, if you're still in love with this dude or whatever it is you're doing, then you shouldn't have any problem going anywhere else. I think the anger comes from because I may be right or somebody else may be right. So it kind of breaks their brain because they got so much faith, but it's like, wait a minute, fuck this guy. So I don't know if I can cuss up here. What's the unfiltered part?
Oh yeah,
Because,
unfiltered. It's unfiltered, man.
oh fuck yeah. I'm
Yeah, but you
right,
you said only Ronnie addresses your comments, but I addressed your comment and I answered it, and I don't think I had any anger. And also, when people are in chat, you can't interpret that as anger because you can't read emotions into people. Like you don't know that they're really angry. They might just be having fun in chat.
Well, that's the greatest weapon they have against us right now is because there's no tone in the chat.
Right.
That's why
You can't read a tone into
exactly. That's why texting and chats and all that is so important to them, because that's why there's so many arguments and frustrations. And I wasn't meaning just you, like you and Ronnie. So forgive me. There is a good amount of people that, and even Steve back in the day when, because we had quite a few conversations when it came to Trump, over on Ron's channel, and it's like that's the type of conversations I love having, because it's not that I'm against Trump. It's got nothing with me. It's got nothing to do with Trump. It's got to do with a system that has been ran since this country was conceived. That's how long the system has been in place in this country. That's how long we've been robbed.
You're right, Ghetto. But and the thing is that's what, in my opinion, that's what Trump is doing. He's destroying the system. The whole thing, he's destroying it.
But I don't think there's a problem with the system when it was conceived. The original idea of America was great, but we're just too big now.
I mean, come on, man. You can't.
We're too big. We got too much. We are a melting pot.
But you can't create a country out of freedom while you're owning people. And I'm not talking about just blacks. I'm talking about Irish, Italian. We was all owned as slaves or chattel when this
we still own people. It's just wage slaves and dang all
we're
different
the
kind
ones that are owned.
We are the slave. We're still slaves.
There's always going to be slavery. You got to look at it different, where slavery is not inherently immoral. It's just how you do it and what kind of slave master you are, or what kind of business. You got a landlord, you got a boss. We still have slavery. You just have to. They just call it something different now. They call it working at a job. Or
that's about it. Giving all your money to the IRS. All right, chap, be cool, brother.
He's stun locked. We stun locked him.
Much love, aloha, chat.
Absolutely. Be cool,
This is
chap.
my best way to because people will come at me and say, you know, the Bible supports slavery and God supports slavery. My best way to argue it is you got to change. It's a word that triggers people, and you got to change the way people think about it. It's not. There's always going to be slavery. Everybody's a slave at some
And
point.
why would that be though? And you didn't stone lock me. I was just letting you finish. But why would there be slavery? If we're free, why would there be slavery?
Freedom is a false concept. The only way you're free is through God, and it has nothing to do with no constitution or no men in government.
Right. So then it ain't false if it's through God, right?
Well, I mean, like the worldly idea of freedom through like freedom of speech. I could go anywhere I want and say whatever I want, but I might face repercussions. Or like freedom, you can't murder people. You can't. Are we really free? No country is. The only freedom is through God, in my opinion.
That's exactly right.
Well, I agree, Latina. I believe both sides want to do that, though. There is no left. There is no right. There's one side, there's two. There is two sides. It's them, and it's us.
Ooh.
All the politicians are, man. Look at my.
That's based.
What is it?
That's how I look at it. There's the government, and there's we the people.
Right. But I mean, it goes further than the government, right? So if you see United States like you do, like I do, right? To me, the United States are the henchmen for the elite. That's why we're not going to fall until God makes us fall. I personally believe we're pretty much the cartel.
We are kind of a spearhead of destruction in the world
Exactly.
currently. But it was different. It was like France. It was like France 100 years ago. It was like it's cyclical. Civilizations rise, and then they get into this like depravity and stuff, and they fall. That's why you can't have a huge nation be homogenous. Like we can't all think the same in America. It's too big. We kind of gotta segment down into smaller groups.
Urban.
I'm so honored right now. I got Joe Cool on my panel. I'm so honored.
Cool.
What's up, man?
Nice to meet you. Never met you, Joe Cool. What's up?
I wanted to yell at Urban about Trump, but in the time it took me to get up here, I've agreed with everything you've said in the time, you know. So everything's changed, and I'm like, yoo-hoo, now.
Joe, did you know you're famous?
That's what they say, bro. That's cool, bro. That's what that is, bro. In Australia, you've been for a while on the channel forever.
You had me cracking up in the chat, though.
Good. I like to have fun. Please tell me you're really believe in politics, left versus right, because I haven't found anyone who really believes that in a while. This will be entertaining.
Me?
You, Urban, yeah, you're the one who said that.
I believe the left represents evil, is of Satan, and the right is of God.
Oh yeah, oh my God!
So right as in Republican.
I don't believe you can be a Democrat Christian. I don't think there's a such thing as a Democrat Christian.
All right,
I feel the same way about Republican. No, I don't believe.
Let's go.
So, Urban, so you don't believe that the oligarchy or some unseen hand is controlling both sides? But you don't believe that, huh?
Oligarchies, oligarchies and technocracies are controlling both sides. Yeah. Well, but that's like so we got to separate the worldly like representation of right and left. Like this guy is the right and this guy is the left, and more like the ideas. I don't care about the people who pretend to represent the Republican Party or pretend to represent the Democrat Party. I care about what their ideas are and where that would land them on like a political spectrum. So
I think I understand what you're saying. You don't want to so much go into who's who, just the ideas. Left ideas are shitty
because there's bad representations of men are fallen. I wouldn't say Trump is a good representation of a Christian, or so you have to separate the message from the messenger. You have to like what the idea is. So politically, if
this
you're on the
camera's
right,
distracting
that's more a God focus.
I would like to ask Joe and Ghetto both. Who would y'all vote for now? I mean, if if the vote
We the
was
people.
today,
We the
who?
people.
But
If it
if
was
you
my
had to vote,
choice.
if you
I'm
had to
sorry,
vote,
man.
if you had to vote for say Trump or Biden, who would you vote for?
Well, isn't that like us deciding would I rather be stabbed or have my bones broken with a bat? Is this the conversation we're having?
Yeah. That's why I let him speak first.
I think I'd take the stab. I think I'd take the stab.
Look, man.
That's the conversation, though, man. Listen.
Yeah, but see,
if you're a
y'all are
fan of
dodging the
Trump,
question.
Look, no.
That is question dodging. They do be hopscotching the question.
Yes. I thought that. I guess I am dodging the question. I thought it was nonsense, man. No, you couldn't pay me to vote. I'd rather get shot in the leg than vote. If I got to shoot, stab, or vote, I'd rather get shot or stabbed, man. No, not
So
gonna
you don't vote?
No, actually, I came out of retirement, and this was dumb to vote for Lori Lightfoot. It was dumb. I was just like, "Hey, it's a woman. She's black. She's gay,
I could have
Indian.
told you that.
She got to change something." And she was the worst fuck on the planet. So I went back into retirement, and I learned from that. But how is it if you do believe in that oligarchy shit, and they have a plan, and I think we all agree that part of that plan was paying the big bankers, paying big pharma, and perhaps even all of that fucking jab nonsense.
What do you mean by when you say oligarchy? You mean like the elites? You mean there's a group that it's not
elites,
really the politics, but there's a group running.
Rothschilds, you name whoever you want the elites to be today.
Yeah.
And if they have a plan, then this plan is incredible. The chip, I was talking about, and if they do have a plan and they need a motherfucker in play at a certain time to put all this forth, well, the guy who ushered all of this nonsense in was Trump. He gave the bankers more money. He gave the fucking big pharma more money.
He gave FEMA more
he
power.
locked you down more than ever. He came up with the rush. I forgot what they called the rush the jab in shit. He called it
was warp speed. That was
warp
speed.
speed. I mean,
you missed,
dude,
but Joe, you're missing the whole point of why he did
in the
that.
world.
No. You missed the whole point of why he did it. I'll start with the jab thing. He did that because when they first come out, they knew about the plan that these guys. I mean, they've known about the jab coming out for years. I mean, the thing was patented back in 15 years ago.
Yeah, that's debatable. I've looked a lot into them patents.
Yeah, it was. You can
look
it up.
I've looked up the patents, and they were for very particular things. That's a long conversation. Go ahead, though. I don't want to detract.
But when the warp speed first come out, it was all saline solution. There's some of them in there that were bad, but it was mostly saline solution, and that was the way it was supposed to stay. But then, when he supposedly lost the election, Trump, I'm saying, well, that's when they got control back, and they started putting the real stuff in the jabs. And that's how.
Are you telling
so
me
it
that?
was fake?
I don't know about all that. I don't know about all that.
I'm not jumping on that bit.
I do have a
Check it out.
defense. I have a defense for warp speed, but it's different than that.
Hey, can I answer Ronnie though first before
You
y'all
sure
continue?
can.
I have and this is another reason why I'm pissed off. I vote out of tradition. I do not just not vote. I do vote out of tradition, and I am fucking pissed that I have to vote for Trump. There is no other fucking person that is going to be running.
Let's go. I'm
that
happy
would
that you're
actually
pissed that
even
you
be
have to vote for
coherent
Trump.
enough for me
So
to
that's the
wanna-
answer. Then, if you have to,
I have
that's
to.
what you
That's
would.
the fucking problem, though. That the American
I
in me
have
is
to
like,
vote-
what the fuck? Now, I can't, even if it's unfiltered, I'm not going to incriminate myself and say what I think we, the people, should have already fucking done, because our ancestors just sold us out a whole fucking long time ago. Whether it was their fault or not, I don't know. They were too busy working their asses off to feed their families. But throughout all the laws, throughout history, we've been fucked slowly. And now it's being accelerated. Ask yourself why, because most of us do believe the election's been rigged for a long time. I think we all kind of know that, right? Ask
I've been
yourself,
thinking it for
why
years.
are they telling us this time? Put Trump out of the equation.
You cannot. The only reason they're talking about it is because Trump is so popular. Had he not brought it up, shit, they've been saying it for years since the Al Gore election was stolen. That the last election they was arguing was stolen. Until Trump said it, though, no one listened.
Right, but that's why they needed him so bad, right, Joe? They needed him so bad. They needed him to herd us together.
Oh, yes. That's why I was going to say I got to vote. I think I'd vote for Trump. It'll be the greatest show on earth. The Democrats are going to start literally setting shit on fire and cutting throats. The Republicans are get in office and do the same shit Democrats did by using the FBI and the Department of Justice to attack all their political enemies. It's going to be the greatest circus. Get your popcorn. Trump getting the office. The world is, bro.
If Trump gets into office, that's the only way this world is ever going to be straightened out, and he will get back into office.
He will, but he didn't do it last time. He put us.
I'm glad you're confident, Ronnie. You got my confidence covered for me.
Trump wasn't supposed to get in office last time.
See, that's where last time, bro. What about that big ass deficit he left? Right. All of that.
I don't care about the funny money deficit. I don't care about the funny money deficit.
Yeah, that don't matter.
$32 trillion is an imaginary number. You know what? Let's just keep borrowing it and never pay it back.
And
that's borrowing from China.
Because Americans think that way. Because I'm not thinking it like that for myself. I'm thinking it for my kids. What am I leaving my kids? More and more of a deficit
right now. Yeah. And not only that, if Big Pharma is this horrible animal, this horrible beast, Trump is the one that gave them all those contracts so they can't be sued for anything. They can't be held liable for any of this shit. Trump signed all that shit. Why y'all backing this dude?
Well, I don't know that he's the one trying to take the Big Pharma out.
I want to go to the time warp thing because I don't know about that. The Big Pharma thing was always a leftist. Leftists were against Big Pharma. Righties were pro Big Pharma because it's a capitalist thing. We want to innovate. We want to make cures for things. We want to make money off of our ideas that cure these diseases that are killing people. So it's kind of new that the right is going anti-vax and all that stuff. But I'm anti doctors, hospitals. I don't go to the doctor. I don't take no shots for nothing. But Trump did warp speed to placate all the liberals and all the people who are freaking out about this virus that they think is going to kill them. And he did freedom to try, which is like if there's a new experimental medicine that comes out, you have the freedom to take that medicine. If you want to try it to save your life, go ahead and try it. This is the same thing as warp speed. If you want to take this vaccine because you're scared that you can't go outside or not wear a mask, take the little shot. But he wasn't forcing it on anybody.
I'm not sure you can have it both ways. One, it was forced on us. The way they force it is, they don't do things outright. They do things drop by drop.
A lot of places did force this on us. You're right.
Yes, the way it is.
But that wasn't Trump. That wasn't Trump that forced it on us.
No, it wasn't. JS is right.
Possible. The whole thing happened under Trump's watch. There is no lockdown. There is no jab. There is none of this shit without Trump.
Now. He was out of there when the mandate started coming down.
Yes, he was.
And a mandate is not a forcing. A mandate.
That's why he made it experimental. The whole jab was experimental, meaning you don't.
Nobody ever really got forced to take a jab. A lot of people took the jab because they wanted to get on a plane to Italy. They wanted to work at their $20K a year job where they could have just got another job.
That's not being forced if you got to leave work. I mean, it's tough to leave your job and find a new one. You say like that's an easy thing.
Right.
It is a pretty easy thing.
To the middle class.
You got to choose between your life and that jab and job. I would choose my life, no doubt about it.
And a lot of people are trying to overlive their means, so
y'all are also doing that without having kids that look up to you to make sure you're giving them food.
That's right.
Water.
You're right. You're right. You got me there. I don't have kids.
I went somewhere else and
I'll lose that argument every time.
I didn't take that shit. I had no plans to.
What if they tell you to get the chip? You guys gonna take that? Get the chip?
Fuck no.
You said
taking no mark of the beast.
I mean, we're already on it, right?
Nothing.
Look, we always think everybody thinks it's like a physical chip. I believe we already got the chips.
Well,
And
there
I
are
believe
physical chips that are happening, but I do.
Well, no, I
Yeah.
get the physical chips, but we can't. I mean, not one of us, even in the most impoverished countries, got a phone in their pocket. So I do believe the chips are already attached to us.
Shit, yeah, good point.
It looks
Yeah.
like though they're gonna put
The
it
Black
in your
Mirror.
hand.
Yeah.
Right in Japan and all of that places, they getting them like tattoos over there.
Yeah,
I
like
mean, it's
Sweden and
huge.
some
Yeah.
like
Sweden started it. Yeah.
Scandinavian countries, they're doing an actual embedded in your hand, and you put your hand under the thing
Here
to
in
scan it.
America, look, Google chip parties. At your job, if you want a chip, they'll let you off work for a little while, put some money on the chip, put it in your hand, and let you go to the vending machine and spend some of that money they just gave you. Chip
Yeah,
parties. You get off of work to
shit
get
like
that
that.
shit. Yeah.
A lot of people will say that's like the mark of the beast, and I've been hearing that all these different things are the mark of the beast since I was born, and I think the mark of the beast has already been here, and it's your social security number. It's where the government knows your name before you know your name, and your name is a number.
Your birth certificate too.
That's dope.
Birth certificate, same thing.
There's a good line of logic there.
Revelations.
Driver's license, everything
Yeah,
is the same thing.
credit card. I was about to say there's a good line of logic.
Credit cards, all that, but it all goes back to the social security number. That's when you got a number for your name, and it, almost like an inmate, like you had a number before you were born, or when you were born, you couldn't say your name. Your parents hadn't even named you yet, but the government's already got a number for your name.
Freest country in the world.
Why is that a bad thing?
And the way they had the birth certificate set up, every one of us when we were born a bastard, but because they didn't want. It's the way that they made the mother. I believe it was the mother signed the birth certificate
and decide who
not
the father signs.
Ooh, that was dope. I didn't think of that, but yeah.
So we're all born bastards. In other words, the government is your daddy, is what they're saying. You know. But you know
What's
what?
up,
If I were a black man, here's what I'd be really pissed off about, and that is that whenever this welfare crap started.
I'm sorry, Rob. I'm sorry, brother. I'm sorry.
Well, I'm just telling you because we got a black man up here.
I might have like 3%. I never did a 23andMe. I got some soul. I got some soul. I got some flow, hustle and flow.
Well, I was born and raised in Detroit, so that's all I know.
What they did a long
I never
time
had
ago,
many white
You black.
friends.
You definitely black. Yeah.
What they did a long time ago is they started the welfare system. And when they started the welfare system, now, yeah, it went to all races, but it was aimed at the black community. That's who it was aimed at.
It was.
They wanted to get the dad out of the. They wanted.
And
to
in
get
fact, they'd only give you the money if the dad wasn't out there, and if
That's
the
right.
dad or any male at all bought you a toaster, they would detract the money. They could have someone come by your house, see the toaster, estimate the amount of money, and detract it from the money they're giving you. They didn't want you to have no aid and assistance.
They'd have to take his clothes out of the closet, because if they came by and there was man's clothes in the
in
closet,
their closets and shit. Yes.
Yeah, and that's. I mean, to me, that's
man.
I mean, I think the black people ought to be pissed off about that, and it's still ongoing. You know, the same thing.
But that's what I'm saying about slavery. They just took off the chains, and they chained you with taxes, with jobs, with you work all day to pay your rent and get food.
Well, they were able to experiment.
The slaves worked all day and they got rent and food. They got a place to sleep and food.
With the virus happening under Trump, all them businesses going out of work and all these people losing their jobs. A lot more white people realize now that they are slaves, just like the black folks. So I guess Trump did do something good there. Yay.
Ghetto, you should. I did a show one time
always
about.
Look at the positive of everything, right?
I did a show about slaves who loved slavery. And there's poems that were written. There's books that were written. George Washington Carver, Booker T. Washington. George Washington Carver was released from slavery, and then his mom was dying, so he came back to his slave owners to help take care of his mom. And he loved his slave owners, and he became a great man. George Washington Carver.
You're not saying, I know Booker T. Washington was born a slave, and he talked a lot about it, but you're not saying that he dug his slave masters. Because
I'm saying both of those guys intentionally took the name Washington.
There's a difference between
They
loving and being
chose
and
the
being
name
forced.
Washington. They weren't given that name by their slave owners. They chose that
Listen,
name.
it's the way Booker T says his happens. He's in school. He's like, I don't know, 5 years old or something. And the other kids are asking, his name is Booker Talaferro. And the other kids are saying, what's your name? And they're saying Bob E. Smith, John F. K.
White
And they all
names.
have a middle initial. He didn't have one. And he said at that moment, spur of the moment, he wanted one. So he gave his name, T was for Talaferro. He made that a middle, and he invented the Washington on the spot.
He didn't invent the Washington off the spot. He took a popular American name and he used that as his name. It would have been the same if he went Booker T. Smith, Booker T. Washington, Booker T. Lincoln.
Yeah, he
Booker
wouldn't have
T.
invented Smith either. He didn't invent
Grant.
the motherfucker, but he chose that name is where I was going with that. He chose it.
Right. That's my point. He chose a white man's name as his name.
5 years old, bro.
He was smart. He became a great man. He was a genius. And
Yes,
George
yes.
Washington Carver was a genius.
Yes.
And they loved this country and they loved their roots. There's poems written about how people like not all the slave owners were these evil people whipping the slaves and putting them in the hot box. There was some of that, and that's evil. And the Bible talks about how that's wrong. But also a lot of it was just basically you have workers because you need workers, and you're taking care of your workers. It's the same thing we have today. It's the same thing that's happened throughout all of time.
All right. I gotta say this though. You are right, only in the tiniest sense. Only in that they're both slave definition sense. But that is like me saying, hey, I rubbed up against your ass, or I fucked you hard last night. Hey, it's both gay. They're the same thing. They're way different.
So it's a semantics thing. That's my point. That's my point. Is it's about the word. It's about how we understand the word. So you hear slave, and it's like that's bad.
No.
But I don't think there's any good definition
I
of grape.
I understand the slave part of it. That they're both slaves. I was giving you that. I'm not. I'm sorry. I was giving somebody a comment. So I was giving you that part of it. I'm saying that we don't really want to compare them, though. That's like comparing, I don't know, the shit Hitler do to you beating your kid or something. Hey, they both bad things. There's a massive difference between fucking the slave now and the slave that gets his ass foot cut off if he tries to lead a plantation.
I don't know about the Hitler reference, but the spanking your kids, as far as spanking your kids, there's a reasonable way to spank your kids, and then there's a bad way to spank your kids.
And I'd love to have some guy determine what's reasonable and bad, because that guy will turn into the next Hitler.
Well, when you're doing it out of love, there's a difference. When you're whooping on your kid out of love, it's different than whooping them out of anger.
I would agree. That's why I tried to make my dividing line. And all
Well, I whooped on my kids quite a bit out of love when they was little. I mean, not
right.
You know,
I mean,
didn't try to be I
That's
hate
why
to
you
do it,
always
but
make sure they get the perfect switch.
absolutely.
My mom
Man.
made me go get the switch. You
God,
got
me
too small a
too.
switch. She would send you back, and you getting worse.
And it was with love.
Switch,
It was with love.
It was
Look,
with
man, I was
love.
the
In
youngest,
front of
right?
company
My
and
mom
everybody.
didn't
Go
spank
get
me
that
because I
switch.
laughed at her when she spanked me. She get the
It hurt
spoon. I'm like,
them.
what you gonna do with a damn spoon?
It hurt
Let's
them
go.
more than it
Have
hurt
whips
you.
on your ass this
Right.
tall, I guarantee.
But if my dad took off his belt, oh boy,
Oh, yeah.
boy, they better lock the doors because I'm trying to run.
When my dad went to the garage for that paddle,
Oh, he was a pro.
That
Mine
was
was
play.
go to was a belt that was strictly for whooping us. But your old man had to go to the shed to get the specialty
homemade
tools.
homemade paddle with 3 holes in it.
I got spanked a bunch of times with his hand, and then one time I didn't cry when he spanked me with his hand.
Yeah.
And that's when he knew we got to switch it up to the belt. And he took off the
Wow.
belt the next time. I was like, what's this? This is a new
Yeah.
punishment. And I said, whoa, I'm not ever getting spanked again.
Don't never listen to your siblings and put coloring books in your pants.
I was the oldest. I was the oldest sibling, so I was the one telling my brothers.
Look, they told me put the coloring books in the back of my pants. The whooping ain't gonna hurt as much. Man, my grandmama found them quick.
Oh
pants all the
no!
way
You trying to
down,
armor up?
Yeah,
tore my ass up.
that's a
You trying to
violation,
armor?
bro.
That's
You
like in
probably
jail
got,
when you get the
yeah,
phone
that's
book
a
and you wrap the phone
violation.
book around.
You probably got extra time for that shit.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
Now this right here was me. Every time my wife would
Oh
always
yeah.
be saying,
You
"Wait till
wait.
your daddy
Wait
gets
till
You
your
home."
wait
And
till
father
your
gets home,
father gets home.
and that's how
I
it's
would get
supposed to
home.
be.
This first thing I'd have to do is whoop the kid's ass.
That's
Many
beautiful.
times.
Shit,
And
we
you know
didn't
what
have
though?
to.
I gotta be honest though, because even though my dad did have a homemade paddle with 3 holes in it, and that's why till this day I love and respect my dad so much, and he's my hero
Yeah.
because he taught me how to take responsibility for my actions. So in all reality, I only got hit maybe 3 or 4 times
Right.
because I learned my lesson and I took responsibility for my actions. So and he taught me
Yeah.
that. So
That went
you
full
know,
circle the way we were talking about the them keeping the black dad out of the home. You just took dude shit full circle with that.
Yeah,
Mhm.
I was
Right,
thinking
and
the
that
same thing because because when they said wait till your father gets home, and I said that's beautiful. I was like, but nowadays, and it's not just the black community, it's all the
shit.
communities. There ain't no father in the home because
I didn't have a daddy
yeah,
growing up.
we
I
forget
was
the
that.
welfare state applied to white people too. It's just
It
that
did.
That's
there
how it was
happen to be
planned.
more
But I
black
mean,
people in those urban areas.
that's
It's
exactly
Yeah.
how it was planned though, because a lot of the things that was going on in the black community before it is right now had to be done to them to see what was going to happen later on. That's why it's so important for us all to understand that we are all, what at lack of a better word, slaves to the
Slaves.
system, because they're all experimenting on us and getting away
Yes.
with everything. That's why they're doing that fucking gender bullshit, because they're being allowed to do it though. I mean,
We talked about last night. We had a transgender person
it's
on
not
the
even
panel. His
allowed.
wife
It's
talking.
encouraged. It's not just
it's
allowed.
encouraged, and it's allowed by us. I mean, we need to stop thinking that we're not allowing this shit to happen. We're allowing, if Trump was almighty, we would do something about it to protect that motherfucker, right? If there was somebody that was coming in to help us, we would do everything we could to fucking protect them. We got more things, 2As on the streets than any other countries. We the people, when the Constitution was written, we the people were allowed certain things so we could rise the fuck up against a tyrannical government, but yet we sit on our fucking asses and get on the internet and bitch and complain about
We
it.
do
That's
worse.
why
We
I don't
love
think
them
anything
niggas.
is gonna happen. Just like in 2020, 1 second. Just like in 2020 when they stole that shit, told us they stole it, and laughed at us. We didn't do shit about it. So in 2024, they're gonna do whatever the hell they want to do, and we're gonna sit on our asses and bitch and complain on the internet, because that's where they have cattled us into. We're on here thinking we're making a difference, but we ain't making no difference. Sorry.
Look,
What's up,
I
Anakin?
can't
No,
believe that. I'm gonna agree with half what Ghetto said there for once in my life. but the whole 2020 thing. Did y'all not hear Trump out on the many speeches he gave talking about how they were going to do the mail-in voting and everything? He was telling us right there that something was coming. Other than this is, and what I'm saying, it was a whole setup is what it was.
Everything that
But-
happened, none of it was a surprise. If you were paying attention, all of this, everything that happened with that election, we knew it was coming.
Yeah,
you
and
cats said, where were you cats at then when Trump won? The Democrats were screaming that the
we were
election was
getting
stolen.
banned
Where-
on the internet.
Wait, when the
Still
Democrats
are.
We were getting
is-
shut down for saying this
Wait,
shit.
Ronnie's
the
living
question
proof.
is-
Nobody could.
You ain't shitting.
The question is, when Trump won, the Democrats were screaming at the top of their lungs, stolen election. We got video. All the same shit Trump was saying. Where were you guys then if you actually care about stolen election?
Who got? But she didn't get in
Didn't
trouble
even
for
know about
saying. Hillary didn't get in trouble for saying the election was stolen. I mean, she wasn't tried and taken into court and everything else like
Well,
Trump
did
is.
you just deflect and change the question? Where were you?
No.
Answer my question first. Where were you when the last
I
outcry
was
of the election being
saying
stolen?
in the lead up to the election, I would not put any money on Trump winning this election. Even though I love Trump and I'm going to vote for Trump, I would not put money on Trump winning this election because it's not going to happen. He's been telling us it's not going to happen. Everybody's been telling us with COVID and the mail-in and the people say the Dominion thing is a conspiracy theory. A guy named Nate For You did a Comedy Central video like 4 years before showing how easy it was to hack they did documentaries on Netflix about it. about how easy it was to hack those systems. And so if you were paying attention, you knew this damn election was not going to be copacetic.
I was paying attention.
None of them have
again.
been.
Hold on. I'm
For
sorry.
Joe, for me, oh, he took his earbuds off. Can't
None
hear.
of them have been fair, but it wasn't to the extent. 2020 was crazy. They literally shut down the world to affect an election. I think
Oh, you're right. They did.
I think the
Absolutely.
whole
I want to.
Chinese virus.
I want to answer Joe's question.
Yeah. Thank
Yeah,
you.
yes.
Because
And if, since you can help, maybe shoot, because I lost it that fast. I had another question for him, but I lost it. I'll get to it. Go
but
ahead.
where I was 4 years ago to where I am today is complete opposite. I was huge Trump lover and Republican, and all about left and right. I'm on the right. What's up, Josh? Accountability for all. Aloha. And but my impression when that happened in 2016, where was I when the Democrats were claiming? I was under the impression that she was trying to steal that election, but she didn't set the algorithm right. But I don't know anymore. That's why I'm wearing his hat from Here's the Deal, by the way.
That's exactly
Believe
what
nothing,
happened.
question everything.
So
You
what
know?
about now? If Trump wins and there's an outcry by the left that the election was stolen, will you guys be just as involved? The
No,
answer
I
is no.
I wanted to make sure the election was real. Yeah, I do.
You think so? I doubt that, because 4 years ago there was a huge uproar about the election being stolen, and I haven't heard you say how you addressed that part. Only when your guy lost did you become vocal about it.
No, the thing is that this has happened. I don't know how many times in the past. So we all knew that the elections were being rigged
You're
somehow. We
dodging
didn't
my
know
question
how.
intentionally? Are
No,
you
I'm
dodging my
getting
question
to it. If you give me
intentionally?
a minute, you keep interrupting. So let me finish. Okay, so that was before it was we all knew the elections had been affected, but we didn't know how. After the election 2016 was when I learned how they was doing it. That was through Dominion. But this was after a year or two after Trump had taken office, the best I remember. And but
you
let me
were
finish.
think your answer. Go ahead.
Let me finish. So to your point, no, it didn't break my heart that Trump won, because what they'd been doing with particularly these voting machines, is they had been setting them at a certain algorithm, and to whoever they wanted to win, they would take 2/5 of a vote away from whoever and give it to the person they wanted to win. That's how they were winning all the elections, whoever they wanted to win. But when Trump come in, what they done was they stopped that, where that Hillary couldn't steal the votes. That's how he won. So that's why I didn't say anything. I know you don't believe that, but I don't care. I'm just telling you.
Are you saying that, because I think you said two different things. Are you saying that when Hillary got there, they had stopped the election shit with the machines, and that's how Trump got in?
That's what I'm saying.
But before that, you said that the reason you didn't have an uproar about Hillary, the left crying, is because you didn't know nothing about the machines. You didn't know that until after Trump got into office. That's why you didn't have an uproar about them. Can't have it both ways.
Right.
Did you know about the machines before or after?
I knew it after.
You know about it after?
I knew about it after
So
Trump
I
had been in
asked
office
you the
about a
original
year.
question again. Where were you? What was the uproar when Trump won? What was your uproar talking about
That's
the
what I'm
elections being
saying.
stolen?
That's what I'm saying, Joe. She was out to steal it, but they took it away from her. He didn't steal it. They done was made it fair.
All right, I think
That's
you're
all
saying
they
that
did.
it wasn't stolen. I got it. That's
It
even
was
worse,
not
though.
stolen.
The one time it was fair, we think it's rigged all the time, but the one time it was fair was when your guy won.
He couldn't have won if it hadn't been fair.
Exactly.
He could not have won.
Yeah,
He could not
I
have
mean,
won
but
if
look at it. Maybe you might be having some dissonance going on there. Look at what you're saying here. You're
No,
overlooking.
you're the one with the dissonance, not me.
You're overlooking. I didn't mean to be disrespectful. I meant it as an observation. You're overlooking a lot of major things. This massive debt that he incurred. I thought Obama's was crazy. He did that in half the time. all of the money he gave big pharma and big bankers.
I
All
don't
of
know where you
the
get.
lockdown and all of this
When did
shit
he?
happening under his so and so.
Yeah, that's
You
something
want
he
to
said
look up
earlier that I
all of that
disagreed
stuff.
with.
I don't
Go
know
ahead.
where you get. He gave anybody the big money, a pharma or the bankers. How did he give the bankers a big pharma any money?
He actually
Yeah.
cut prices. He cut prices of medication and insulin, and then Biden repealed that as soon as he got in, and then redid it and take the claim for it for reducing insulin prices and all that stuff.
It's amazing how you know about Biden's sins and you're
I know
unaware
about both
that
of them.
Trump.
I'm
Where are
telling
you unaware that how much money did that Trump give Big Pharma? You're unaware apparently. You should
I don't know
Google
about
that.
the money. I don't know about the dollars amounts.
Trillions
No.
to do this stuff, and told them y'all ain't even got to pay it back. When y'all invent this, we'll give you trillions.
Are
to
you
make
talking
it.
about COVID?
Yeah,
Specifically?
and not specifically and.
Okay. So right now, the whole world is being shut down, and there's a giant pressure being put on every ruler's back that they need to fix this problem. So he puts a bunch of money to finding a cure for COVID, and then he makes it accessible to the people. He doesn't force people to get it. He says, if you want to try it, I don't see the problem with that. You can't use COVID stuff because my argument is that all of that was an op that was put on by the Chinese and by the elites. They
That
formulated
he was
that.
a part of. How can you
to-
not put him a part of it? Though?
They were trying to get him out with that. He was the big wrench, the big
If
problem
you were
in the
going
whole
to do this
plan.
went
big
along with it,
plan,
how was he a wrench?
the
He went-
biggest plan that you've had in history, it hinges upon this moment. You think they're going to have someone in there they can't control? This is why I said you're in dissonance. They wouldn't take that chance. They don't have to take that chance. Trump got lucky. He was the wild card.
Why, if
And
they could control him, why didn't they leave him in?
Why? Because they're bringing him back in 2020.
Exactly. This is much better theater,
You think
bro.
so?
This is
Okay.
much
Boy,
better.
howdy.
I like your
Yes.
Let me
confidence.
answer this. Let me
Yes,
answer this real
he's
quick.
going. He's going to win.
The reason why they didn't leave.
I've
him
heard
in-
it all now.
1 second. So the reason why they didn't leave him in my eyes, right? My opinion, they didn't leave him in because they needed to bring Joe Biden. I have a whole neighborhood full of Democrats, some Democrat and loving motherfuckers that are pissed the fuck off that they even voted for Biden.
Yeah.
A lot of people are realizing they voted for Biden out of hate for Trump, blah, blah, blah.
That's all it was. Nobody
Hold on,
liked
hold on.
Biden.
Right. But they needed us, not Trump, they needed us to see the weakness of all these other shit so they can bring Trump back in.
I
telling
dig
you.
it. Perfect time, and I dig it.
Exactly.
In a way,
So
you're
that-
right, Ghetto. In a way, you're right. But because that's what's happening right now, they're wanting everybody to see the weakness in this whole system, not just in Biden, but in the whole system. I'm talking about
Yes.
They
everything
can
that
get
we've
more
had forever.
control over us. Yeah.
They get exactly. They get
No,
more
it's-
control.
So
they-
what
they-
happens?
No,
Trump
no,
wins.
no.
Trump wins. What happens over the next 4 years? I know it's all hypothetical. We're just
The same
speculating,
shit that's
but-
happening right now, man. We're continuing to decline regardless. And I know I'm the only one here with kids. I'm thinking of my children when they're my age. This country's fucked. But
Do you
in
think
the grand
Trump was pulling us out of a decline?
no.
No,
And that's
I feel like he was.
it's
Yes.
damn near relevant
I mean, there's
anyway.
not less
These
there-
Democrats will come to
I
violence.
feel like
if
things were
Trump
going well
wins.
over Trump. There was a lot of liberals bitching about
But there
mean
wasn't less
tweets, but
chemicals. But there wasn't less chemicals in my food and water.
Well, it takes time when you can't do
wasn't-
everything. Like I said, these
Well, there
people have been
you
in
go.
control
See,
for.
everything that's important
Well, wait
to
a
my
minute,
life-
Ghetto. Wait a minute.
you're
Wait
gonna
a
be
minute.
hard.
Wait a minute.
You're
Wait
gonna
a
be
minute.
hard
Wait a
set
minute.
to find a president that's gonna change how we eat.
Wait a
Unless
minute.
it's bugs, you'll
This-
find a lot of
this-
those.
These people have had control now for at least 1,000 years. So it takes time. Surely to God, you didn't expect anybody to come in there and change it in 4, 5, 6 years. I mean,
I
it's
don't.
just, it takes
But
time
that's-
to get
but
all
that's
this
why
stuff
I
out of the
don't
way.
No,
understand-
right?
so that's
nobody
why I don't
nobody can make a
understand you guys-
huge. Nobody can make a huge change in 4 years, but they can make a big change in 8 years. That's why they took him out. Now, if he gets another 4 years, all he's doing is the same thing he did in his first 4
He
years,
was the
delaying,
linchpin for every-
delaying the inevitable.
He was a linchpin for every plan that y'all believe in. The chip, the AI, the virus, all of these things, y'all. He played a linchpin role, and y'all think these guys are a 1,000-year plan, and they accidentally let the wild card in at the moment to implicate it in the United States, which is the key place. It doesn't even sound logical.
It
What if
doesn't.
all that? What if all that
Okay.
stuff is gonna come regardless, and we just need the right person to control it? It's like the Elon argument. We like Elon. Do we not like Elon? Elon's bringing the Neuralink and all this stuff, but maybe all this stuff is inevitable. It's gonna happen. Somebody's gonna get the tech and figure it out. So why we got to have the right person in the position?
I think that's what it is. They wanted Trump in there. They wanted control. They get the currency now, get rid of the fiat. They got the computer currency. They got us taking these boosters every so often and scared and compliant because we don't wear the mask and everything. They know we'll even abandon our freaking jobs if they tell us to. They're in a great fucking position.
What does Trump say? He says, "Don't take it," or it's experimental. Take it if you want to. If you don't
But
take
if
it.
he was for it,
Don't
that's
wear
a poor
the
argument.
mask.
That's a
It
poor
goes back.
argument.
It goes back to freedom to try. He did freedom to try, and he said that was his
no
biggest
such
accomplishment.
thing. That was no such thing. That's a really horrible argument because it's not like they
What do you
didn't
mean
put
there's no
up.
such thing? He said that's his biggest accomplishment was freedom to try, which is freedom to try
It's-
experimental drugs to save your
Yeah.
life. You're gonna die from cancer. Why shouldn't you be able to try this weird thing?
Oh, my bad.
I
My
mean-
bad. I thought you was talking about.
But it's also
something else.
not try. It's also, hey, why not give a whole bunch of money to my buddies over here that got experimental drugs out?
Right. It does boost up. It
That's
is a
more
capitalist.
logical,
It is a
man.
capitalist thing. It is a capitalist thing. It's actually a conservative thing. It's innovation and capitalism, and we're trying to save lives.
Right,
so we
right.
make medicines that
You
can
think
save
pharma
lives, and
is
we
to
make money
save
off those
lives?
medicines because we're smart
think-
and we figure out how. It's a white person thing.
You think that big pharma, that's what any pharma outside of mom and pops, that's what their shit is.
We
to
make
save
buildings that
lives?
don't fall under earthquakes. We make this is what we do.
There's no
He
money in
said
the
it's a
fucking
white
cure.
person thing.
It's an engineering minded. It's like we got to solve the problem thing.
Can y'all, hey, Ronnie, and JS, didn't Trump say that the COVID stuff was fake in the beginning? Like it wasn't, not that it was fake, but it wasn't.
He
something
started out with
Trump
that
got,
shit.
Trump got COVID and he walked out the next day and did a damn interview. And
The
it's like,
answer
it's
is
not-
yes.
Right.
He was saying it was
It's
bullshit.
not. Oh yeah, it is a
Okay.
little virus
All
that
right,
you
hold on,
might
hold
get
on.
the
Let me-
sniffles for a couple
Well,
days.
he's
Right.
right. That's all it was. It's a cold. That's all it
Okay,
still
so-
is.
okay,
It's a
let me-
cold.
let me
I
ask-
might
let
have
me
got
ask the
COVID a
question
bunch
that's
of times.
accurate
You know
then.
how I don't know? Because I never took a COVID test. Because I don't. When I get sick, I just drink some chicken
Wow.
noodle soup and drink some orange juice and lay in bed for a day. I don't go to stand in line
That
at
wasn't
the
the question. No.
emergency care
Very
center
good, Anarchy
with a bunch of
TV.
sick people and wait to get tested, get some things shoved up, get a
Agreed,
little mini
Anarchy.
lobotomy, and get a stick shoved up my brain.
The question was for afterwards. So you're telling me somebody that y'all have faith in, that is standing up for our country, would say that, and then ultimately give us
Usher
all
in
these
warp
choices
speed.
and give us all this warp speed, all these things after saying, hey, it's not even a big deal. Why would he do all that other stuff if in the beginning he was saying, no, this ain't even that big of a deal?
Because it's what it was. It was a cold. That's what he was saying. There's
Maybe
nothing
he's-
to it. But when all these people come along, and the guy that is the head doctor of the country, Fauci, when he comes in and says, "Hey, this stuff is really killing people everywhere," and they've already gotten reports that there are people dropping dead from it, what else was he going to do? I mean, besides what he did, what would you
Stand
do?
up for the American people.
I just had a.
That's what he was trying to do.
No, he
I
was
just
supposed
I
to
just
stand
had a
up
great
for us
I just had a
and say,
great
"Fuck
thought
all
and a
this."
great idea. I don't want to lose it. I don't want to lose it.
Go
But
ahead, go ahead.
maybe it was the warp speed was the most base thing ever. Because he knew the only people that are going to take this experimental drug that might have problems in your future are the people who are weak-minded, who aren't going to, they're just going to go along with the flow.
Maybe he on some 3D
And he
chess
ended up in 10 years, he's going to eliminate all the damn Democrats. They're all
Yeah.
going.
So why would that?
Hell.
Hold on a second. But why would that?
But y'all were saying we have faith in him. Who do y'all have faith in? I mean, yeah,
I have faith in
God. I mean,
myself.
we
I
all
got
have faith in God.
and we the people. And I'm
Nobody
losing faith every day in
reproduced
we
him.
the people.
Unless you're a pure blood. Dang, with this guy. This guy.
Yeah, it's got to
Well.
be. He answered. I'm just going to echo what dude said. Of course, I have faith in God first, and in faith in me second, and then,
Oh
I'm
shit!
sorry, that was
Drop.
me. I go in. The only way it works is I can't have no one man deciding things. It must remain we the people. And the worst thing you can have is a two-party system, Democrat versus Republican.
I agree.
Whoever is 51%, suddenly they're going to be tyrants. Because these guys, they're just waiting for their turn to be tyrants. That's how this is. I stop making excuses for one side or the other, guys. You look like children when you do that.
No, y'all are the ones making excuses, not us. I mean,
I'm saying both sides are equally shitty.
I think we should have
I'm not saying what
I
Trump
think we should have a
had right in his
one-party
eye when he
system. It
signed
should
that
be
piece of paper.
a Christian theocracy where you get banished if you're you're not living by the Bible. That's what I want.
I mean, that takes away free
With
will,
a big
right?
old wall. With a big old wall.
I want the opposite. I want to be left the fuck alone. I don't want no man to have
I agree with
authority
that.
over me. I want to be able to
I
do
want
what
to
the
be.
fuck I want to do.
I
Be
actually want to
responsible
be
for my own
free.
shit.
That's
Yep.
what we all want. Period.
Yeah,
I
Karen
mean,
Reese, I never got the Q-tip up my nose. I've never had a
I
COVID
think-
test. I did wear a mask a few times at like the airport or something, like where I gotta get somewhere and I can't. I gotta put on the
And you
stupid.
had to, right?
I gotta put on the stupid face diaper. Walmart goddamn security guys at the front, like, where's your mask?
My
I think
icon is a mask. I've been wearing. I'm from Chicago. That's pre-COVID. That picture right there.
I'm like, I'm not trying to fight a security guard over a
I
mask
think
today.
all of us, both sides, everybody is trying to avoid the inevitable and get away from the fact that we are Babylon and we will fall.
Oh, I
And
did
I
it.
think
I love
I
it.
agree. I agree with that too.
It won't.
yeah. Hell
It
yeah.
just doesn't. We may agree, but like the intentions of Trump's going to do this. I mean, if we are Babylon and we're going to fall, Trump or Biden or not Biden. He didn't even fucking try nothing. But nobody. I mean, nobody's there that's going to even. This like it's a 1,000-year plan, right? The only way 1,000-year plans has somebody behind it. It's not the elite. I mean, we say the elite only to give them a name, but we got to really put it into. The facts are it's demons, right? A third of the angels
I
fell.
love you, bro. I love you. Thank you
third
for
of the
that,
angels
bro.
fell when
I
Lucifer
love
fell
you,
too, right?
Yep.
So they've
Well,
had
and
they've had the run of this planet for a very long time.
You know, the powers and the principalities designate our leaders. It's not our vote. The vote
And
is
that's
a facade.
logical.
Right.
That's why they would do these.
The powers and the principalities are angels. They could be fallen angels or they could be good angels. Our leadership is already predetermined in the powers and the principalities. The vote is just but here's my question for Joe Cool. You say you don't vote. I am a felon, right? And all my life I've been a damn felon. And I always thought I couldn't vote. So I didn't get involved in politics. I don't care about politics. I didn't know about Trump or Hillary or none of this stuff. I didn't care about none of this stuff. And then I found out in Utah, after living in Utah for like 6 years, I find out that felons can vote in Utah. So I get registered to vote for the first time in my life. Now I'm into politics. Now I want to understand this stuff.
Yeah.
But why don't you vote?
It only encourages them.
Thank you. Whoever said that. Very good.
When you don't vote, you're giving your right to somebody else to guide you the way they want to guide you.
Or why give a shit about politics if you don't vote? Like,
because I have to talk to a lot of people who've been tricked and believe these left versus right dynamics, and I can't make progress because everybody's so stupid. They believe these things are real. So I'm very interested in politics and dumb shit that I don't really like because I need to learn that language in order to communicate with some of these cats who are still indoctrinated and still believe in the fucking circus that's going on in front of them.
So do you support like a monarchy or a theocracy?
I can't put a name on it. I haven't given up on something, but I can't point to anything.
Well, what
that
I mean
already,
is, so like, even if we have a one-party system, it's all going to come down to ideas, right? And and your ideas, you may get into power. This is like what they do in like Latin America countries, where they'll say a conservative-minded leader came in, or but it's really not parties. It's just everybody's vying for the spot. And unless you have a monarchy or like a theocracy where there's a king and it's a lineage, it's a family line, then it's always just going to come down to the best idea. It's always going to be a million party system.
Okay. So where you going? What was the question there? No.
I don't know what the question was.
Oh, do I believe in a monarchy?
Yeah.
Theocracy?
Yeah. So is that the
Yeah.
what is that the best way where we have
Bunch of
a
potheads.
like-minded family?
I think
I am a
think
bit of a
the
pothead,
I think that
unfortunately.
may work. Yeah, same. It may work on a small level. Even the voting and shit. You got an argument if it's on a small level, and I got to
You're
see
right.
my mayor in a grocery store, the guy who makes
Right.
my decision. We share the same mechanic, and he's answerable. Now things change. Once the guy is insulated, and you have a lobbyist come in, that system's doomed to fail. I don't care what you call it.
Yeah.
Communism, capitalism, socialism, it's doomed if someone can buy it off and someone thinks he's powerful, all that nonsense.
But the key there is small level. America is not on a small level. Nowhere else in the world do we do it like we do it in America. Like
I dig it. It's got its pros and cons.
we got everybody here. So should we like segment off and like make each state? We kind of already have that. States' rights trump federal rights, but or so they say.
They're not
But like
supposed to.
I mean, until they tell you to wear a mask or take a shot, they kind of work together on that one.
The federal laws
That,
are supposed to
that was the
trump. State
that was the
laws are
state
supposed
governments
to.
that basically did that. I mean, the state governments are the ones that shut the states down. Trump
Right.
didn't shut. All he shut down was the airports there for a while, things like that.
Stop
The
blaming them
governors are the
off.
ones that
None of
shut
this
down the
is
states and the
possible if
mayors.
Trump
Right.
don't. If Trump don't allow it, none of this stuff is possible. Stop making excuses for
Right,
this
right.
guy.
Hey, man, I'm
If
just
there's
telling
a
the way it
strong
was.
president in there that said no, we'd have known about it. We didn't get the strong no president. We got the guy who ushered in Operation Warp Speed. Stop trying to rewrite history.
Man, I ain't trying to rewrite a damn thing. I'm just telling you what happened. You need to stop trying to rewrite history. You're the one doing that, not me. I'm just telling you exactly. Y'all been talking about
I'm jabbing you a little bit here. It's my nature to poke people.
y'all been talking about what the bad things that Trump supposedly did.
Yeah.
Tell me one president that's done half as much good as he did.
I love it. See, this
before
is
him.
where the bad joke comes out because I like to troll motherfuckers. Obama was the best president you ever had. He's your
Oh, hell no, man. I don't agree with you on that one.
I'm out.
Look, George Bush was better than Obama.
Damn, that's a drop the microphone moment there.
Hell no.
Obama.
That's the worst story I've ever heard.
I got some really horrible shit for
Hey,
Obama.
look,
I could
Obama
go
was
on
the
about
greatest
that
gun
dude.
salesman ever, though. Just like
But I
Biden.
could go on about all presidents forever because they're all pieces of shit, part of the plan. I'm not crazy. I'm not going to be like, except this guy, this one guy. I want to have a beer with him. No, him too. Stop believing that one good cop theory shit. From 9 to 5, all cops take your money and agree to a horrible thing.
Obama got us
Got a
free
point.
phones and transgender bathrooms. That was pretty cool.
Obama phones.
I mean, Eisenhower
What?
warned us.
The
but
free
didn't
phones?
Eisenhower
Hey,
take
every
over,
hobo got a dang
Stalin?
phone now.
I
In
had
America,
like 4. I had a real one that I paid and I'd buy them off the street too.
Hold
I
on
don't
a
want to hear
sec.
nothing about poverty in America when you can go get a free phone. And Elon's going to give us free internet. So
Who gave us that phone?
Obama, so that we can
No.
all have that chip that you
Hold
were
on,
that chip that you were talking
Hold on
about.
a second.
The
Research
chip
it.
that you were talking about that
Now,
we
think
already
about
have
it.
that
Now, hold
follows
on.
us around everywhere.
Research
Obama
Yeah,
gave that to
I
all
know
the
where ghetto.
homeless.
I know where ghetto's
I know
going
we
with
got
that.
You're gonna have to research it because Reagan is the one.
Oh
who
yeah,
those
actually
are all-
Reagan phones.
yeah. I've heard this.
Think about a president that already knows the technology that's gonna come out, so he passed laws 20, 30 years beforehand.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's because
how deep the
Reagan was
system goes.
exposing the dang.
This month.
Reagan
man.
said the only way they're going to unite us is with a fake alien invasion.
Reagan got me too, man. He said some really good. Everybody, I thought Trump was.
Reagan
cool.
was
I
like the
fall
first.
for it
Reagan
all
was like the
time.
first
I
Trump.
thought Obama was cool. I for
Man.
Clinton. I fall for it all. But Reagan said some really good shit. I can tell you good shit to do.
Reagan
Bush
got
is like,
choked. Yeah, Reagan. Let's take it in context. He was probably saying these damn Democrats are going to give everybody free phones one day.
they're smarter than we are, man.
Just
These-
say no.
these
the
guys,
greatest campaign for us in poverty. Just say no as they
Those
flood the fucking streets.
No, but a
They-
free phone is pretty cool if it, like compared to like some other countries, real poor people. We don't even know
Well,
poverty
you know,
in America.
before they handed
I
them
know
out,
fat
right?
homeless people. I know people who became homeless and got fatter once they were homeless because all they did all day was go to the free food places. And there's like 6 of them. And if you schedule your day right, you can hit up every one all day.
You know what the free
Gaining
phones
weight.
You know with the
Nothing's
free
free.
phones, right? What
That's
Bush did.
That's
What
what I
Bush,
that's the
thought.
people's money.
Beto was good.
Nothing's
Bush
free.
Right. Well,
said,
it's taxpayer or churches. A lot of churches have just food donated to them, so they're just
They
giving out
probably
food.
lock them up nowadays. The police don't want to control
The most
everything.
charitable people in the world, the dang
Yeah.
Christians.
If they can't do it, they'll lock a motherfucker up for giving away food. They want a monopoly on every damn thing, the government.
And that's why right wing is of a God, is because we feel that charity is given from the kindness of your heart when you have abundance. You work on yourself, then your family, then your community, and you make abundance and you give it out to people.
You
Whereas
know,
the
if I
left,
ask every
the left says
left-winger,
we're
they're
going to
gonna
make
say
you
they
make
believe that
abundance and
too,
we're going to
right?
distribute it equally to the rest of the people.
You know, if any left person I ask, they're gonna be like, no, what you just said is observe. We want everybody to make
Absurd.
everything that absurd, whatever. They want the same shit you want. That's what they would say.
I don't care what
I,
some
Stop
damn
saying
left
myself,
that.
I would
Some
says.
I would love
ass
to know
of
what.
people that actually believe one way. I mean, we can use it as descriptor if I say black man or white man, but I'm not crazy. There's no difference between race. It's just a descriptor. You're believing it suddenly. Stop
Right,
it,
but I
kid.
could still break down their worldview and figure out how that doesn't lead to God.
There's no they, right? These cats is like saying the United States. They're saying that we're over there bombing Israel right now. I mean, sorry, where are we bombing
We bombing
right now?
everybody.
Pakistan.
Basically, yeah. But
Yeah,
Ukraine and
yeah.
Israel is where the big wars are going on
We're
at,
over there paying Israel
supposedly.
to bomb. Stop it. Stop. We're over there paying Israel to
No, we are
to
bombing
bomb
Syria too because
to
we
bomb
took out
Palestine.
somebody
We're
and then
over
they
there paying.
bombed our.
Let me try to bring this home. We're over there paying Israel to kill Palestinians. But I'm over here thinking I'm an American. I don't think like that. You're saying all Democrats are like this. Don't you see the flaw in your logic, bro? You're doing them a favor when you do that. That's me yelling which one's better, black versus white. There's an inherent flaw there.
Yeah, but I'm not talking about the governments. I'm talking about the ideologies. I'm talking about the ideas.
But you're
They have
you're attaching these to people. Okay, maybe there is some.
They have a flawed idea of what's going to make the world bright. Like the Communist Manifesto. If you read it, I agree with all of Marx's complaints about
No
the world.
leftist I know has read the Communist Manifesto.
Nobody's all the leftists I know read it because they read it in college. They made them read that.
Leftists don't go to college. They're bums.
Leftists are all in college. What are you talking about?
For damn sure.
Listen,
Joe's talking about a whole
Yes.
different. Hold on, Joe's
Something like
talking about a whole
60% of
different left than you guys are talking about. The left
apparently,
Don't get me
right? I'm
started
talking
on
about all
college.
the
in
poor
hoods and the
people
ghettos and
are
in poverty.
leftists. All the poverty-stricken motherfuckers are
Yes,
leftists. They ain't going to their
that's the
dad
left.
getting money for college. It's not even an option.
That's the
Are
left
you
he's
including
talking about.
these guys in your leftist philosophies?
There's a lot of rich people who are leftists too, and this is an old
So
idea
which
that the
one are
rich
you
men,
including?
the
Are
rich
you
men are
including just the
conservatives.
rich
I'm a
or the
poor ass
poor too?
conservative.
Excuse me?
This is an old idea that rich people are Republican. The rich white man is
It's
the
not.
Republican.
It's not my idea. I'm telling you, I don't believe in them. And right now, I'm saying you're saying that all leftists have this belief because they went to college. And I'm saying, are you not including the ones that just run the streets or sell dope or just money that couldn't get them to college? Can't get it from dad. You're not talking about them when you say leftists are evil. You're not
No, I
including
don't.
them.
I don't care about their life story. I just care about the leftist part. If they think that way and they follow that worldview of a leftist, then it doesn't lead to God, and it's like a trap.
Well,
It's like
the reason I
wrong
said
road.
that was because those people I talked about have not read the Communist Manifesto. In fact, the leftist newspaper
the only reason
is
I
on
read
an
the
8th
Communist
grade level because they think they're not so smart and don't read so much.
The only reason I read the Communist Manifesto is because all the leftists that I argue with brought up the Communist Manifesto.
And you know what? I think that you believe leftists are that shit. It's like watching fucking TikTok and believing that transgenders is just taking over the world or something. I believe those group of leftists that you've been rapping with got you believing that they represent or speak for some whole group of people.
I
And it's
don't know
not.
one left. I don't know one person.
Right.
from
There's
the
more
left that
extreme
believes
ones
in
on the
any
internet.
of the
the
transgender,
liberals
any
run
of
the
it.
colleges. That's all there is to it. I mean, they definitely run the colleges. That's where all this gay and trans shit is came from to begin with. It's through the colleges. This stuff
It
started
began
back
with
in the late
the
50s.
French Revolution. It
Right,
started
but there's a
that,
two-tier
and that was a
system in
very
this country.
leftist
But
movement.
just like
Feminism,
Okay, who does the
communism.
gun thing? Who I forget. Who wants to take away our guns? That's the
whole
left,
world.
yeah.
None of
Yeah,
them.
that's the
If you
libs.
ask
Yeah,
me, none of
That's
them.
the left. Did not Trump
left.
say take away the guns and we'll figure that shit out down the line?
That's exactly what he said. But he was trolling them. He wasn't
I
going to
didn't
do
hear
You
that.
got an excuse for him, don't you? You're gonna come up with something. I don't even
No,
have.
I
I'm
didn't.
just
I
I'm
telling
haven't
you
not a
how
heard
it
that.
was.
psychic.
I haven't
I
heard
just
that,
know
so
you
I'm
got
not
an
gonna.
excuse for him.
But you've been sitting here
Well, the
spouting
red flag
excuses
laws
about
too.
all the
He did
stuff
do
you
red
want
flag
to. I
laws.
mean, even if I was, that's not what I'm doing. But I'm just telling you what he was doing. He knew who he was talking to. You don't think Trump knew exactly who he was talking to and who he was hiring and everything all the time he
Yes,
was in the White House? Yeah, he knew.
yeah, you
But
know
he was playing these people. That's what he was doing. He's still playing them.
you
I guarantee you.
overestimate that guy, man. You know the guy didn't get up to fucking 1 o'clock every day, man. He was not the brightest bowl on the
I heard he
shed.
only slept for 4
Who?
hours a night.
Trump.
I heard he didn't sleep at all some nights.
My sources was he went to bed at like 4 a.m. and woke up at 4 a.m.
Exactly.
They keep records of that shit. They've been keeping them at the White House for years. You can look up exactly what time he gets up every day. We ain't got to take niggas' word for it. Look it up.
Okay.
The average was noon to 1 o'clock.
How much time is
While
Biden spend in his basement?
while I think Obama was before him. He got up at 6, I think, every morning.
Makes you wonder if those.
That's why he
records
was
are
a
real,
better
though, too.
president.
Well, Trump
I don't
outworked
believe
all
that.
of them, is all I can tell you, by leaps and bounds.
He did what?
You think like
Trump.
Biden had more pep in his step than damn Trump?
Man, Biden's gonna save the world. If we give him 4 more years, he's gonna.
What?
I mean,
You don't
we
even
not
vote.
agreed.
You don't even vote. Shut up. Go away.
No, he's going to vote for Obama. That's who he's going to vote for.
I don't think Joe will vote at all.
He's gonna turn it around. He
This guy
just
got
needs more
jokes.
time.
This guy
He
got
just
damn
I
needs
mean,
more
jokes.
time.
didn't George Bush do more for this country than any of them?
Not in my opinion.
Daddy Bush or the other Bush?
Grant's the other one.
Yeah,
Either
Grand
yeah,
one.
Bush
things-
Jr.
Grand scheme of things, think about what he did to us. And that's
Oh,
another thing that I'm pissed
Junior?
off about Trump,
Yeah.
Ronnie, is
Junior or
the
old Bush?
fact that in
He's talking about
2020,
Junior.
yeah, I'm talking about Junior, but in the fact which started the opium epidemic that we're going through right now, right?
Yeah.
And that's another thing that I am pissed off about the Trump administration. Now, I don't never directly go to Trump. It's only because when I'm talking to Trump supporters, I'm talking about the administration, the side that they let in when that particular person is in office. Because at the end of the day, the president, they don't really have that much say so. It, regardless of who's in there, none of them have an actual executive order because it can be turned. I mean, none of them have that much power. But anyways, my point is when Big Pharma got sued, the biggest lawsuit in our history for killing millions of us. And I was one of the victims because I was eating them motherfucking pills up too in 1996 when they came out with Oxy motherfucking Cotton and they started killing Americans.
But that's
right?
the Sacklers. That ain't dang government.
They let them just skate by, and then they gave us the jab. The same fucking company that gave us Oxycontin.
I'm about to
is
say
giving us
that's the same company who
It's the
Trump
same
signed
company.
I don't
all
think the
that stuff
Sacklers
saying.
are involved with the jab.
Do y'all realize that the pharmaceutical companies are about to go under? I mean, they are really hurting right now.
Huh?
We'll be lucky if
That's
they are.
like saying
You
fake shit,
trolling,
Well,
Joe.
don't
You
make no money.
trolling.
Laugh or not
You
believe it, I don't
trolling.
care. Go look it up. It's all
How
over the
would
I
news.
did, which is why
Hold
it's
on.
so funny.
But hold
They
on a
talking about
second.
record profits. What are you talking about?
Hold on a second, Ronnie. What do you mean by that? I'm interested.
Yeah, maybe
in
you
I
mean
am-
something I don't understand. Yeah.
I am saying that all this has been set up to take all these big companies down. Pharma is one of them. Big Pharma is one of the conglomerates, whatever you want to call them,
Yeah.
that they're taking down. Not only them, but the place that we're on right now is amongst them. Google. Check out what's been happening in the last few months. They're all hurting. I'm here to tell you.
I've just
You can
read
go-
it was all in the news that these guys are reporting record so-and-so's. One drug alone, I forgot they had the number. They were bragging on how many billions just one drug alone made. They were just woo-hooing up, I don't know, less than 30 days
Well,
ago.
maybe they are. I mean, I don't know. I just know that
They'll just
they're not
transfer the
doing
power
good.
to tech or something like that.
They are not doing good. I can tell you that right now. And
But pharmaceuticals got a stake.
How about
in
big How about
absolutely
big
every
military?
part of our life, from food,
Damn,
water,
that's
to
what the power is,
chemtrails,
bro.
to every part of our life. Unfortunately,
I'll tell you where the power is and the money is. That's in the kids and the human trafficking. That's where it's at.
You think that beat the military industrial complex?
I know it does.
I think the military industrial complex bigger than pharma, bigger than everything right now.
That's where I would put it. Yeah.
I think the kid trafficking thing isn't some huge money maker for them. It's some lifeblood that they're looking for.
They must do shit. Yeah,
They're trying to do some They're trying to do some damn rituals. They're taking a lot of kids. I'm not trying to minimize the child trafficking.
I was just looking at set up the Bohemian Grove shit. I was just looking at set up and found a video maybe last week sometime. They're doing a ritual. Why do you even sacrificing a whatever caricature of a kid? That ain't the proper word, of a kid anyway. A little doll that they got that looks like a kid, and they burn that. They said they used to burn actual kids.
I think that's happening, but that's not as big of a scale. And really, I don't know.
No, it's bigger because what they do is these real rich people have been coming in wanting these kids. Okay, they can take one kid, what boy or girl, it don't matter, and that one kid can turn 15, 20 tricks for them a day, and they don't. It's not like you pay $400 or $500 for this. I mean, these are some very high class places they go
there's
to.
a lot of profit.
And
Wayfair, you can get a $13,000. You can get a $13,000 high chair at Wayfair.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah, shit like that. Exactly. They're making tons of money off these kids, and that is the heartbreaking part to me.
I know that's just evil and that's crazy and stuff, but that's not going to kill more kids than what
the government's collapsing apart
when they shut down the whole world or something. When they do some crazy thing, that's going to kill all the kids.
Palestine, I think 80% of Palestine is women and children. And all those people, and they're just shooting randomly at arbitrary spots.
I don't want to hear that. I don't want to hear that. Israel does knocker missile. Israel doing all sort of warnings and sending the things out, and because the terrorists don't want to let the people know because it's a better publicity stunt. If a lot of people die, they don't get them out.
You disagree that they're dropping hospitals and big ass apartment buildings with people in it because they're admitting to that much.
They send flyers out, then they send knocker bombs, which is a bomb that explodes a couple feet from the roof of the building to warn the people inside of the building, and then they send bombs. And the terrorists don't notify the people because it looks better when the media says, "Oh, they just blew up a hospital."
Why would you just blow up a residential neighborhood anyway? Even give it warning. Why would you do that? Who does that? Who kills civilians?
I'm not good with numbers, but I think Israel has sent 50,000 missiles, and only I'm not good with numbers. I wish I was better at numbers, or I had the stuff in front of me.
Let me tell you this about Israel.
A very low percentage of the missiles are killing civilians. If they were doing target attacks, they would just wipe them all out.
I got to get this in. Y'all give me a second here. Give me a second here, guys. Give me
okay.
Ronnie got it.
The whole thing about Israel and the United States and basically all of the countries in the world is they're all the same people. The leaders are.
Of course.
These people are nothing but crooks and killers. That's what's going on in Israel. Israel is the same thing. I mean, these people
my man
are so
believes
evil, they
one
hurt.
side is better than the other and doing right and wrong. It's weird. I don't even run into people who believe that. Everybody I know be like, yes. Everybody I know be like,
I don't pick sides. I don't pick sides between America and Palestine. or between Israel and Palestine, I pick America, and I don't like that we send them all that
No, you
money and
can't
stuff.
pick America. You pick wrong
We
versus
pay
right.
for all
Even if
those
America,
missiles. We pay
even
for
if
Palestine's
America
missiles
does
and
wrong, you
America's
can't pick
missiles.
America. Even
I'm
if
just
America
saying.
does wrong, you got to call it out. It's motherfuckers is killing civilians. Call it out. Don't matter who's doing it. Right? The shit Hamas
I'm
did
just
was
saying,
lousy going over there fucking with
if
them.
I'm Israel and you attack my people, I'm about to bomb your ass. That's what I'm saying. Like,
But here's the thing about that too is
but I'm
that
not
Israel,
I'm not team Israel. I'm not team Israel.
Israel trained all these. Israel and Hamas are the same thing.
It's
They
logical to me.
are. They're the same thing.
It's
And
logical.
so when they supposedly come across the borders on them gliders and things, do you really think anybody could have got across that border without Israel?
And would it take so long to
Absolutely
respond?
not.
Stop it.
Yeah, the greatest intelligence system in the world didn't know that this was going to happen.
Yeah,
I'm not team Israel.
Yeah.
But I'm just not going to be pro-Palestine and be like, oh, they're bombing all these civilians.
No,
when
you
they're
don't
not.
pick a side, bro. That's the only way we win this, bro.
No, I'm looking at
You can't
both
pick
sides.
left versus right. You cannot, man.
I'm
You're
looking
a
at both
crutch to
sides
us. You're
equally.
hurting us.
I'm saying if I'm Israel, I'm bombing you. If I'm America, I'm not paying you for the bombs that you need for bombing the people who attacked you. Like,
yeah,
I'm not picking
America
side
should not.
Israel, but I don't think they're out there like bombing.
Yeah.
Like what you're saying is like a pro-Palestinian talking point that is like a TikTok thing, and it's like, no, I don't think
Part
they're
of what
just,
I was saying, because
they're killing all the civilians in Palestine.
No. I wouldn't do that shit. I try not to repeat shit unless I've researched and seen
My
it
bad.
myself.
I might have read into it. Something wrong.
No. I was saying that they are flattening neighborhoods indiscriminately. I am saying that, but I'm not going. I wouldn't go off of some TikTok.
I don't think
shit.
that's true. I don't think they're
I'd
flattening
watch,
neighborhoods indiscriminately.
I'd watch the people in those neighborhoods saying it themselves, right? And because it's 2024, I can do that, and I do that. And I get to see them crawl out from under the buildings and say, they lie. There is no warning. The soldiers are shooting us in the street. Here's a video of them blowing up my house and laughing. And they show the video. That's how I would draw these conclusions.
I seen videos of a bunch of dead, burnt babies, and that wasn't happening. I seen
Well, Netanyahu is one of the biggest evil crooks in the world. I can tell you that right now.
I seen videos from Ukraine of damn ghosts of Kiev killing all these people, and it was video game footage.
And you've seen videos.
It was a gamer on Twitch playing
guys,
Call
we're
of
going to
Duty.
end in about 10 minutes, if that long. So if y'all have any closing words, well.
We got any final thoughts, man? I want to keep going. I could keep going for another 10 hours, but I still got to go to work.
All right.
Yeah, I got to work.
Still got to pay the bills.
I'll cut out and let you say goodbye to everybody. I wanted to, dude, you're using a flat earther philosophy there. When you corner a flat earther and tell them, motherfucker, look at the image from a satellite or something, or the space station, they say, hey, it's CGI and all of that stuff. You just went to talking about, hey, these videos are CGI. You was about to hop in that corner. And I'm a dick for letting that be the last thing that I say.
No, that's good.
Right.
That's good. That's good. You're right.
Easy.
We could call everything fake.
Yep.
You're right.
Joe, cool, man. Dude, much love and aloha, brother. Thank you for coming up.
Interesting conversation.
Yeah, I like that. That was fun.
Unfiltered.
If all the countries in the world weren't working together and we're not one big corporation on this planet, then why are all the militaries of every country wearing the same uniform? They got the same dress code. Think about it.
I wouldn't argue that point.
I just believe every country, every world leader, China's not our biggest enemy. Canada's not our greatest friend. They're all working together for one individual thing. And that is because Lucifer has some weird fucking thought in his head that he might actually overthrow God, and it's not going to happen. We're just stuck at the bottom waiting. And I wouldn't even say it's the bottom. It depends on where your faith is. But Babylon's going to fall, unfortunately. And I hate that fact. And I think self-reliance is the only thing. The only thing that is going to save you is self-reliance. And that is the 3 Ps or whatever. Skip what I just said there. But first off, put God first. Prep with God first. Secondly, mentally prepare yourself. Third, physically prepare yourself. That's food, water, shelter, all that other stuff. We can't depend on nobody. And that's literally, I've never wanted to come and argue with people about Trump or Bush or any of them. I can give a shit about them has always been my stance. I give a shit about we the people and our ancestors to all the way to us. We're not doing what I believe we should have done, what was told to us to do in the Constitution. We haven't done that. And I think that time has gone and passed. So at this point, we need to be as self-reliant as possible so we and our children and our families can actually survive whatever the hell is to come.
I agree, Ghetto. And but the first thing I think, when you just add to what you said, is that I think we got to get back to the original Constitution before we can do basically anything. You know,
right.
That's, I mean, I don't see how else we could get back to how it's supposed to be, how it was in the beginning, unless we do go back to the original Constitution, which we're not under right now.
Right.
And that's for sure. And get rid of Washington, D.C. as a separate country all to its own. I mean, until that's done and away with, we're not going anywhere.
Agreed.
But we shall see. I mean, you know, and I definitely agree that you put your faith in God first. Absolutely, no doubt
no
about
matter
it.
what. I mean, I'm. That's why it's like I can't wait for Revelations. I mean, I'm excited for it. You know,
I think we're in it.
Right. And whether it happens tomorrow or it already started, I mean, there's a lot of different arguments on both sides where it's already started. It's already been here for a while. You know, MasterCard, Visa came out. Boom, that was that one world currency that was talked about in the thing or in the Revelations, because every country accepted it, especially when it came out.
And the fact that the United States has had the dollar has been the go-to money. You know, that's what everybody else's money has been based on.
That one world currency. But really, the delusion is that we're talking about money because it gives us stuff, right? The elite, the demons, their money, their currency is actually our time and energy. That is their currency. It's not anything else other than we work our asses off so they can take everything we got once we get to a certain age. And that's why I believe the pharmaceuticals and all that won't go nowhere, because they need that to be able to keep sucking money out of us and pumping things into us, especially when we get into our older ages after we done worked 50, 60 years for the system.
Well, I tell you, I do know several people that have had a lot of trouble getting their prescriptions in the past couple of months because, like I say, they're laying off people at these pharmaceutical companies, and they hadn't got the manpower to put everything out they need to, so they're running behind. That's what it is. So anyway, I mean, you know, Steve's got to get going, so I guess it's.
Appreciate you texting me up, Steve. Appreciate that.
No worries, man. Appreciate you coming up. I appreciate Joe Cool coming up, Josh coming up every Sunday. Hey, it's Unfiltered. You never know where it's gonna go. I think Dean was asking in the beginning, "What's the topic?" There you go.
All the topics. Hey, can I give a little closing, Steve?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yep.
And maybe something we'll talk about later, but the military uniform thing, everything Ghetto said, I liked all of that. The military uniform thing, that's like they all look the same because it's about like getting rid of anonymity. We all need to be of one mind and of one. It's anyway, that's a deep thing we could talk about another time. Ronnie brought the Constitution. I wonder what you think about the Constitution only being for immoral and religious people, and it doesn't work if we don't have immoral and religious people following it. But anyway, the thoughts for a future show or something. But I know y'all are trying to wrap up, so I'll do a show tomorrow night. I don't know what we're going to talk about. I'm going down a philosophy trail, and I'm looking at all the philosophical like arguments for God. So we're going to talk about the moral argument for God tomorrow.
Well, bring Ghetto up now and Joe Cool, and I guarantee you won't have a lack of conversation.
Right. Yep. And I got some urban videos coming out. We're going to LA. Going to make some videos, but JS Urban Adventures on YouTube. And I'm trying to get into like X and eventually get restreamed to where I can go on like Rumble, X, Kick, YouTube at the same time. and there's stuff you can't say on YouTube that you can say on some other places. So trying to figure that out, and that's the plan. But thanks for having me on. It was fun.
You bet. Thank you,
No,
JS.
thank you, brother. Thank you for coming up.
Yep.
That's always welcome, man.
I got to go work in 4 hours, so I'm gonna jump out too, Steve. See you guys later.
Shit.
All right,
All right, right on, brother. Much love. Much aloha.
Later.
I ain't got nothing to do. What are we doing next, man? Shit, it's
And,
1
well-
degrees here, and there's like 3 inches of ice on the ground. I ain't going nowhere doing nothing.
Latina and Cali, I think, is going to be setting up a live. I pinned her link at the top.
I hope she talks about the California Republican that enacted all those laws in January 1st, where they gave free health care to all illegal immigrants. They just passed it and enacted it January 1st, and a couple other gender blocking, puberty blocking things that they're forcing upon our kids down in California. Sorry.
Yeah.
But what I do want to show real quick, since I know I got Mr. Cheddar Pepper in the chat, real quick before we go. A couple of weeks ago, he was on. Real interesting stories, man. Cheddar Pepper's really cool guy. And I'm not sure if it was while he was on the panel with us or like right when we were ending, but this is what happened. In his backyard, I believe it's his backyard. Oh shit, I can't hit play. When he was on I think it was when he was on, or he says it right here.
Okay, I was on Steve Harloha's channel, and we're talking about Nephilim and demons and things, and then I heard a loud boom, and I looked back on my camera, and shortly after I was on Steve's channel, this happened.
Watch a streak of light come across.
You see that?
I didn't see the streak of light that time. There it went.
There's a streak of light in that one, and if it was the wind, wouldn't both chairs?
Yeah. If there's that streak of light comes across right before that happens, so
yeah,
which is just totally ass weird.
Yeah, wow.
And
appreciate you, Steve and Ronnie. My stuff's about to die too, but I appreciate you guys. Thank you for having me up, brother. Mr. Ronnie.
All right, right on, Ghetto. Appreciate you, brother.
Guys.
Be cool,
God
brother.
bless everybody. Freedom.
God bless, man. Much love, brother.
That's pretty kick-ass. It's a short video, but it's a kick-ass one. You know, with the light coming across and then the chair falling all on its own.
Yeah, that's the first thing I noticed when I watched it, like that light.
Well, you know, the thing is, Steve, anybody that knows anything about at least, you know, what they put on TV and YouTube and everything about the ghosts is there's that orb there that comes across. That's normally the first thing that happens, you know, when a chair or whatever is knocked over, chair, radio, clock, whatever. That's during the first thing that happens is that orb of light comes across. That's what got me about that one more than the chair falling, was the light come across first and then boom.
Yep, exactly. That's because without the light, I took it down. But without the light, there's it's easier to be like, well, it's this, or there could be that, or it could be this, blah blah blah. But
could have a string tied on it, you know, whatever.
Right. Yep. But that light just
kind of solidifies the whole thing. But anyway, I guess I'll close out here too and just say I thought it was a good show today myself. You know, it's very interesting.
Oh, great. That's what I love about it, because that's what you call conversations, not I'm right, you're wrong, you got to listen to me. It's conversations, listen to each other, and have different
I was
beliefs.
right, they were wrong. I mean,
I just didn't say it. But no, it was really, really good, though. Really good.
It was. And so say thanks to the chat for everybody hanging out with us. Appreciate that. And so when is Latina going live? Uh-oh.
Well, she wasn't sure, because I wasn't sure when we were ending at the time, but I think she was going to be setting one up. So I pinned her link, and she might be setting it up now.
Okay, I'll definitely drop by.
Yeah, let's everyone go show some love to Latina and Callie. We've known each other for a while through the wonderful world of YouTube, and she's good people. So
Absolutely. All right. Well, I love you, brother Steve, and thanks for having me on again. And we'll see you next week.
yeah, next week on Ronnie's channel. Everyone, make sure you subscribe to Ronnie's too. I'll drop
Oh,
that in the
absolutely.
chat. And yeah, and I love you, brother. And I look forward to every Sunday, man. Sundays are fun day. Sunday's
Absolutely.
definitely a fun day.
It sure is. All right. Well, I'll get on out here and let you close it out, brother.
All right, much love, Ronnie. I'll talk to you soon, man.
Okay, have a good one, bro.
All right, you too. All right, everyone. Yeah, I'm gonna drop Ronnie's link in the chat as well. Make sure you subscribe to him. He has really good live streams. And I'm gonna go to work, but I'll be listening. I'll be over at Latina and Callie's. And just remember, someone's always got it worse, and no matter how bad your day's gone, be kind, be open-minded, love one another. And other than that, have a beautiful morning, beautiful day, beautiful afternoon, beautiful evening, beautiful night, whatever it may be, wherever you are. Much love, much aloha. Most importantly, God bless.